We lost. True indeed. We lost. Lord knows we lost. I'm about to say something to make you not like me. You might catch feelings and you might want to fight me, but I don't really care, I'ma say it anyway. Why most committed guys seem soft and gay. I'm not saying all, but a large amount. Have you ever heard the words that come out of their mouth? Yeah, they cuss like a sailor, but they follow my eye. They carry oaks and wear makeup and thinking it's hot. I think they need to stop, this is a new era. I wonder if the pharaohs of a war mascara. It probably was a death mask misunderstood. Don't let them D-boys catch them up in the hood. Why NOI? Stop patrolling the block. We get shot by the cops and we calling the cops. Come on, y'all was on another level. The black man was God, the white man the devil. Now the white man, or better yet the European, and the Mars and the bean pies are sold by Koreans. I'm talking what I'm seeing, I'm just a reporter. How you call a woman to be and you got a daughter. Talking about the Hebrews that demonize women and choose Esau over brothers and kin. Probably timid, soft, and scared to fight. Yelling and wearing spikes, trying to fake me out right. But you can't fool me, cause you make a little noise. Cause deep inside, y'all some scared little boys. If you really wanna ride, let's take it to the beast. Get revenge for our people killed by the police. Yeah, right. Y'all ain't busting the grape. It appears that you fear and you in love with hate. Correct me if I'm wrong, we might all don't get along. European psychology got us all gone. You think we divided? Cause I wear fez and she wear oak and he wear dreads. But the vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to wake you up and get you out of the bed. We lost. To get you out the bed. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Oh yeah, I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Y'all think we divided cause I got a fez and you wear and she wear dreads. Y'all think we divided cause I wear fez. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. And she wear and he got dreads. Moors need to wake up too, so I'ma wake up you. So we can get together, do what we gotta do. We ain't done much since the prophet left. More standing on law, we still in this mess. Haven't built the town to hold us down. Paperwork can't fear us, we looking like clowns. Never been to the temple, claim we follow the prophet, but I follow the prophet. I understand logic. People in the temple, time to hit the streets. Everybody do their part, and we ain't getting relief. The murder rate can be more, it's just gone crazy. Dope fiends ODing in the hood on the daily. Weed waste with chemicals, you drink and serve. We fighting over information, we got some nerve. They say that we conscious, we might know a little something, but we just frontin', cause we haven't done nothing, we lost. You think we divided, cause I got a fez, and she got a cross, and he got dreads. You think we divided, cause I got a fez, and he got an and he got dreads. You think we divided, cause I got a fez?
Yeah. Islam. I'm trying to be your friend, man.
That's right.
Trying to be your friend, bro. Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. You let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice, that's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail. Another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we can be scholarly, or we can get gutter. We are the children of one father, and the breast of one mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the bean trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother. Tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really about them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. I want love, not war. Standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The compass and the axe that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developed in the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you, and those that's talking that this ain't Islam. Everything the prophet brought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. And there's space to me, the laws, the heart. You can dress like Emperor, you can dress like a herb. By the most American the word. You can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine Drew Ali. People refuse to admit it. He first it up and did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess the Chinaman is yellow.
Hold up, we got somebody named Supreme Plug in the building. He the plug to the Supreme. Oh,
again, it's brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you, and let's all work together. And
we got somebody in the building called Inactivated Activists. It's time to get him activated. Let's go.
Do what we gotta do, cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men murdering men, psycho shooting up a club, don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, they took your bucks, move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all big.
We got somebody in the building named Honey Wheat. Somebody got some bread. Hit the Cash App. FDA Juvenile School. Hit the Cash App. Marcus Garvey Academy. Honey Wheat got some bread. Let's go.
It up, straight cheesing and grinning, but it was your bread to help him set it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it could blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you. Oh yeah, I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never, and you will never. You ain't never, ever, ever. You ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever gonna be one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. So let me be your friend. Peace and love. Oh yeah, you ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever gonna be one again. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. So let me be your friend. Peace and love. I wanna be your friend. Yeah.
Hey, family, before we get started,
let me be your friend.
I got some news for you, family.
We ain't trying to be enemies.
I
wanna be your
family.
So let me be your I wanna be your friend. Hey,
I got some fire coming.
Yeah.
Y'all ready? The family. Oh, I'm the more. Listen. Let's cut the music. Let's cut the music, family. Y'all gonna have to indulge me for a second. We got our guests waiting in the background, but you gotta go indulge me for 2 minutes. Listen, family. I'm gonna be that Moor you gonna remember. In the history books, they're gonna be like, what's a Moor? And they're gonna have my face up in there. I'm trying to tell you, these Moors ain't doing what I'm doing. I'm everywhere. They never there. They mad at me too. Listen. Y'all think it's a game. It's not only the fake Black Power group that's mad at me. You know, the fake gun people. You know what I'm talking about. The Grandmaster J people, they mad at me. The fake religious people, they mad at me. But the Moors mad at me too, because I didn't outwork them. Yeah. If I walk down Times Square, people know who Taharka Bay is because I outworked them. And any of these people calling themselves Moors, if they walk down Times Square, they won't know what them people is. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. I'm outwork them. I'm outwork them. Fam, we got a beautiful show for you tonight. I'm trying to tell you. It's an uncut interview. It's not a debate. I ain't doing no debating. You mean I ain't doing no debating. So it's just an interview. So the answers is the answer. But you know my interviews, I ask the question. Listen, one of my role models, don't tell nobody, is Oprah in her prime. Oprah asks them serious questions. Oprah be asking them questions. You be like, where'd she come up with that at? I got some questions. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to ask the question that you think about. I mean, no disrespect, no harm, no foul. I'm just going to ask some good questions. You know what I mean? But family, I got some good news for you. You know how how old Reverend Chick for used to say, the Bible is the good news. Well, I got some good news for you, family. I've been putting in some work for you. You know what I mean? I've been putting in some work for you, family. So I got two things I need to ask before I bring my guests on. I got two things, family. First, y'all make me cough and choke and all that. Think I smoke. Y'all probably think I smoke cigarettes. I be just laughing myself till I cough. That's all I do. I don't smoke no pause. But listen, fam. This is a good one, family. I need y'all to work with me. Family, I got a few questions for you, right? One of my questions is, I need to see the show of ones if I should do this show here. The deconstruction of Brother Polite, where I break down the historical context of the coming of Brother Polite, who he is, his agenda, and everything in between. If you want to see that, press 1. I'm going to put the show together for you in the near future. That's one I need you, because you know I'm going to do the research. You know I got some mean research. You know what I mean? I'm the researcher's researcher. I got some mean research, family. But if you want to see that, I see all ones. Okay. That's enough ones I see. That's a go. Everybody say one. Oh, my goodness. I got to do that this week. Now, I got one more. Peace, family. El Most High Supreme Being. Peace, family. Now, I got one more I want to ask you. Family, this is a good one. Don't get mad at me. Listen. Don't get mad at me. I got one more I need to ask you. Shasha, I got one more to ask you. Now, I need you on this one. I need you to put your ones up again. After I do the deconstructing of Brother Polite, I need you. I do this for the people. Should I do a deconstruction of Umar Johnson? Take a look at that. Now, you know I had to go on scene. Should I do a deconstruction of Umar Johnson? Y'all know I had to go on location. Y'all see that? I had to go on location. I can report back if you want the report. I can report back. I had to go on location. It had to do my due diligence. I had to do my due diligence. Family, okay, I'm going to stop right there. I see all ones. Well, let me tell you, I stepped in, had to do my due diligence. Y'all know I mess up some words, but that's why I got y'all here so y'all can help me out. And when somebody try to get on me talking about you uneducated, y'all be right here to back me up. You know what I mean? They said, do Umar first. Oh my goodness. Can we talk about Palestine one day? Of course we can. Come on, Supreme Plug, email me. Well, we got the guest in the building, family. Listen. I'm excited about this. I'm excited. Listen, I've been talking all this stuff about polygamy. Well, just like Big Shirley pulled up on me when I was talking about guns, we got the sisters pulled up on me when I talk about polygamy. They done pulled up. But the good thing is, Maymuna is my friend.
I hope so.
So she ain't gonna lay me down. Yeah, pew, pew, pew. She ain't gonna lay me down. So that's my friend. And if Sister Liz is her friend, then she a friend of mine too. It is what it is. But that ain't gonna stop for the raw interview. So what I'm gonna do is this. Look at C-Trey. C-Trey, hey Maymuna. I like polygamies. I like polygamies. I see you, C-Trey. Calm down, C-Trey. Calm down. I like polygamies too. C-Trey, my man. But Sister May, let's get into it. First of all, you are a pro polygamist. Is that true?
I am.
What I mean by pro, I might have made that word up. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that you support polygamy. You know what I mean? I be making stuff up. You gotta work with me. But it sound good. I'm pro polygamist. But that doesn't mean that you support polygamy. That's all.
Correct. That's correct.
Absolutely. And Sister Liz, you also are a pro polygamist. Are y'all Mormons? Nah, just a joke. That's just a joke. That's just a joke. That's just a joke. So, Sister Maymuna, without compromising any of your personal affairs and the work that you do in the community, because I know you to be a community activist, can you just tell the people just a little bit about yourself? And I'm telling you, family, the sister ain't holding back because she got something to hide. If she don't want to share some things, that's because she's a community activist and she's involved in a lot of works to further our people in the community in which she live in and even in the nation. So with that being said, we're not going to press hard on trying to get information that is really irrelevant to the conversation, but I will ask all questions that I think is relevant to the conversation. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know the people know you, but maybe you need to introduce yourself, reintroduce yourself, and let them know who you are.
Okay, sure. My name is May, short for Maymuna. And I'm a former Muslim. I took my Shahada at 17, and I'm a non-religious and spiritual person now. I'm a community activist, retired teacher, and currently a full-time entrepreneur, stay-at-home mom. And Lizelle is my former co-wife.
Okay. And Sister Lizelle, could you tell us a little bit about yourself again without compromising anything that you do in the community or in your professional life, just so people get familiar with you?
My name is Lizelle, or Liz. People call Liz. It's easier. I moved to Georgia about 8 years ago, and I was introduced to a whole new world. Being from California, Georgia just had Black people the way I had never seen them before. And I was truly inspired to be the best version of myself. And shortly thereafter, I met Maymuna and her husband, and we had a beautiful relationship.
Oh, up jumped the boogie. Watch out, Taharka Bay. Now, here we go.
Look, on that note.
Maymuna already know how I do. So.
I do.
But with that being said, you're saying you took your Shahada, Sister May. You say you took your Shahada when you were 17. Prior to that, were you raised in a religious household?
No, not at all. Not at all. I call myself having a religious experience. I was part of Nation Islam, and I was very, still am very pro-Black, but I grew up in the white suburbs and I was dying for Blackness. So I ended up joining the Nation Islam, and then after that, I got into Al-Islam. And so at 17 is crazy. That's how it kind of laid a foundation for me in a way, because for polygamy is because I married a man twice, almost two and a half times my age. I was a child bride, so I got married right at 17, and it was an arranged marriage. So he was African. He was about 40 something. And so, yeah, I see that look. So I got married to an older man. I think he's a pervert now, my ex-husband. But anyway, because I don't know what he could have possibly wanted with me that young. I was dumb. At 17, I didn't know anything. But anyway, so I initially understood marriage to be a relationship of duty, and it's not some romantic book. It's not the romantic stuff that we see in the world. Like, that's not real. That Hollywood stuff. So that's where I got my background of looking at a relationship as a duty and almost like a transaction.
It's with that being said, before I ask Liz the same question, if that being said, do you still see it as a sense of duty, or how do you see marriage now, if you will?
Totally the same. Totally the same.
Okay, got you. Sister Liz, did you grow up with any religious, spiritual, or religious background, or what's your background as it relates to? Because most people equate polygamy to religion, so that's the reason why.
Very good point. Just Baptist, Southern Baptist. So, Sunday morning you start with Sunday school, and you're there until about 9 p.m. And then on Wednesdays you do choir practice. Then on other days during the week you have other religious obligations, to the church, and it's very family based church, and I was happy to be free of it, to say the least.
Well, I know your churches ain't playing with you right now, playing these games. I'm just saying. With Sister Maymoon, and now for you have already answered. One of the questions I was going to ask was that when did polygamy first entered into your mind as a reasonable alternative for a relationship? But I guess you said when you became a Muslim, but I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, it was partly that, and then also I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but I grew up in a household where.
Now throw them all under the bus. This Moorish World TV. You can throw them under there.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm just be straight up. It is what it is. My father was a poor monogamist, real poor, major failure. And my whole childhood, I was impacted by my dad maintaining two households. And the two women, my mom, who was legally married to him, and then the other woman, they were like this for 15 years. And all it was just like fighting, chaos. They both kind of coexisted with each other. And, it was like a tit for tat. It felt like a gang, that house versus this house. And it was weird. And it wasn't until my mom left that, I realized that my dad intended to be like that till he died. Unapologetic.
So you stated that he was a poor monogamist. Was he just a cheater?
No, he had two households, two women, two wives.
And they knew about it?
They fought about it, but that's how they were. He was maintaining that house, and both of them know about it. This is not uncommon. You know what I mean?
No. I've heard that. I heard that about that in the South. I heard about that. You know what I mean? That's not too much. I think they just a little bit more sneaky up north. But I would say it's not too common up north, then I have to catch myself. No, they might just be a little bit more sneakier. So you say it was one house fighting against the other as it relates to the wives or the women?
Well, one was she was called the mistress, and my mother is the proper wife. So there was this antagonism, and it was all these ultimatums for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many ultimatums you gonna get? How many times you gonna threaten you're going to leave, and how much hell can you really raise? I mean, after that many years. And so that's when I realized my father was a polygamist, and I would actually get frustrated with both of them because I was just like, why don't y'all just get over it? Neither one of y'all going to leave. My mom had a very nice lifestyle, and she was not about to, she's a professional woman, educated woman, and she was not about to leave her perfect suburban life. She's one of those housewives type, you know what I mean? And she was not about to leave that lifestyle, and the other one wasn't going anywhere either. So my dad enjoyed the best of both worlds, and it wasn't until my mom just bought her a new house and secretly moved away that it ended. And he's married legally to that woman now. So this would have been a lifestyle for life.
Right.
Sure.
Right. And Sister Liz, when did it enter into your mind that this was a reasonable alternative for a relationship, polygamy, that is?
Well, I wasn't introduced to polygamy until I met May and her husband, but I has always kind of embraced more of a alternative thinking type of a lifestyle. Um, it was like I was in my 20s and I was dating, and I just didn't like the person I was when I was dating someone, especially when I really cared about them. I was really obsessed about like what they were doing and who they were with and how come you didn't call me, and the jealousy, and it was just too, it was extra. It was really extra. And then, more than once I'd found out I was the other woman and had no idea, And so I had to take a step back and think like, well, maybe I need to be more open in my relationships to make sure that I don't come across as like some psycho bitch in my relationship. To be honest, like I was that psycho, you see on Real Housewives and all that other stuff. I was just really, I guess I overcorrected, huh?
You like busting the tires?
Busting tires, right? And scratching. I know I actually have done that and filed people. Like I was psycho. I was psycho.
You don't see that's because even saying that you don't ideally seem that you be good for polygamy. But we get
that's what I'm saying. I overcorrected.
Did you
notice something and then you overcorrect. So I went all the way.
It sounds like you use polygamy for therapy. Not just joking. I got us jumping that now. I can't help myself. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. So once you got, but how did you transition from being? It sounds as if you the jealous streak seemed like a little bit of possessiveness into polygamy. I think that's right. It's going to be a good interview. I like this.
Well, so then I transitioned into like having open relationships, right? So that made more sense to me. So I'm not worried about what you're doing because you're open and you're communicating with me. So we're on even playing field. So I know you're going out on a date, or I know you're with so and so, and you really care about so and so. And this isn't about like a, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. This is like you are having honest relationships with other people as well as me. And that seems to be more important to me than having this illusion of monogamy in my relationship.
Right.
So that's where that was my jumping point. So then when I was introduced to the concept of polygamy outside of religious purposes, I was like, oh yeah, well, that's what I've been doing this whole time. I just know the definition.
So basically you were saying that, excuse me, my family, for those who don't know, you're saying it's okay for bro to go out and smash long as you know.
Well, and that's one of the things that's one of my trigger words. So I didn't say smash. I said a relationship with someone. It doesn't also mean smash.
No. What I'm saying is that I'm just saying it raw as I can, because if you say it's okay for you to date, that usually translates to it's okay to do what you want to do as long as I know.
And I don't even want to put it that harshly, as long as I know. I just wanted to be able to express myself and to be able to seek significant relationships with other people, as well as my partner is doing the same thing. So I'm talking about relationships.
I got you.
Right.
So
relationship,
as they like to call it.
Right. So what I'm saying is more like people equate polygamy with smashing or with sex, or it's like, oh, you have a high sex drive. It has not. That's not how I define it, and that's not where the basis came from me. I felt like I was a little bit of a late bloomer. I didn't really discover myself until later on in age, and so I felt like, okay, I could be in a relationship with someone, but that doesn't mean that I need to cut off all relationships that I could ever have in the future because I'm decided to commit myself to this one person. So I can commit myself to this person and still explore other aspects of myself, of my being, with other people at the same time. And I would encourage the people or the person I was with to do the same.
Very interesting. Before I get back to that, Sister Maymuna, what was your motivation to continue on into a polygamous relationship after your experience with the dirty old man? I gotta make it interesting.
Well, yeah.
You said he was a pervert. He's a dirty old fool.
I don't don't know what a 40-year-old would want with a 17-year-old. I don't know, but well, we can all imagine. But but anyhow, to answer the question, I'm a polygamist at heart. I continue to be a polygamist, and for me, it's not religion. It's not I'm better than anybody else. It's really a personal choice, and it's not something I think anybody should push on anybody. I do believe that it's a option for women who find it empowering. And so with that, I want to just plug this book real quick. This book right here. Yeah, you know, girl, I got to pull it out. I'm trying to get this camera right. We want for our sisters what we want for ourselves. This book is written by a sister who actually happens to be here in Atlanta, and she's a professor at Georgia State University. And in this book, she basically talks about gynocentric or woman-centric polygyny. And polygyny is the better term for more than one wife. And absolutely. Yeah, and so it's with this that I really developed a philosophy about it, because this is a conscious decision. It's an intelligent woman, an educated woman's decision. This is not, and that's why, you know, I sometimes get frustrated when people talk about polygamy, because what happens is you get these pimps like Polite, and you get these other dudes that are just a bunch of loose dick swingers, you know what I'm saying? And they just doing any and every, yeah, that's what they are. They out here just doing any and everything. They're whores, and they don't have any respect for women, and they want to exploit women. They want to live off of women. They want to pimp women. They have weak-minded, sad ass women who just are desperate. And they almost seem to paint all women like they are desperate, they're ugly, they're fat, they're out of shape, they got all these children, and they are the most undesirable thing in the world. And they baby mamas, and they just, you know, they're the last leg in life, and this is their only option. That's what people think. But I can tell you for a fact, like, I have very high expectations of a sister wife. And Lizelle is not the first sister wife I've had. There was a sister named Anita, an Indian lady, and we had a 4-year relationship. I wouldn't consider her a sister wife to the extent that I bonded the way I did with Liz. We bonded, but Liz and I are much closer and more connected spiritually. And I am a heterosexual woman, and you know, Liz is a heterosexual woman, and you know, this is not about some freaky deek, you know, splash it up, rub it down, you know, pornography and stripper club culture. And,
we're going to get into that too.
You know, it's not that. And a lot of people think it's all about sex. Would you agree, Liz?
It's so annoying, because everything, it's the first thing is sex this and sex that. And when you see it on TV, you read about it, or I mean, everything is all about sex. And really, sex is like the last thing. When you're really trying to live a lifestyle, if you're just trying to, that's kink. That's something else.
Right.
But the thing is, you know, we can't, and Cryptonomics took the words out of my mouth. That is a component of a relationship that must be discussed also. We can't just discount it as if it doesn't exist, because that is a key component of all relationships, male and female, of all species. So we can't discount that, but we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. As you said, it was your personal decision. I want to first clarify my position on polygamy. My position on polygamy is it the right thing or useful for us as a people in this day and time? And this is the reason why I have done a presentation on it, because I don't think it's a reasonable response at this time for our people to move forward. But that's my personal perspective. And you saying, May, that it's a personal decision. What components of your mind said that this is a personal decision, not only a personal decision, but a necessary decision? Like, is it necessary, or is it just, you know, this is the way I'm living my life, and, you know, I can do with it or without it, but I prefer with it? How does that work for you?
I would almost flip it and say it's the same way for people who are monogamous. It's like your natural instinct. You know what I mean? I was naturally drawn to polygamy. It's where I'm most comfortable. It's where I'm happy. And the funny thing is, some people
But
might
homosexuals can say the same thing too. So that's relative. That's pretty relative. I want to try to get to the point where your mind, you say it triggered indecision making, where you say, you know what, this makes sense to me because of this. What specifically made it make sense to you?
Okay, so on a logical level. Yeah, sure. Okay, so on a logical level, it made sense to me. I believe in collective work and responsibility. I believe in tribalism, and I believe that, you know, that a man is the center of the family. He's the foundation of the family. And I believe that there are men who are capable of having more than one wife and 2, 3 wives. Maybe, you know, you get past that, I don't know, but I believe that there is a tribal need that a lot of us have. We're very disconnected people. We all go in our own houses and we live so separated and stuff like that. And so we have all these fake mechanisms that we rely on, like nannies. You know, like I grew up with a nanny. I'd have loved to have. I had a white nanny. Matter of fact, I would have loved to have had a sister who, you know, maybe if my dad could have made some sense with this lady, she could have been somebody who had have kept me and my brother. You see what I'm saying? Connected like she was with my father, but that wasn't an option. So we have babysitters, right? And then we have daycare centers. These things are all unnatural. These are all unnatural things. And we have all these other mechanisms by which we try to exist in a very harsh environment, which is monogamy. We don't have a tribe. We don't have people we can go to. And yeah, we have extended family. You know, we have some of those things. And if you have enough money, you can hire somebody to do all these things. But when you're talking about a real tribe where you are bonded, that you guys are, you know, ride or die, and you're there for each other through thick and thin, no matter what, the same thing as marriage. You can have multiple marriages, and they are basically essentially a tribe. And that makes you stronger, that makes you bigger, that makes you mightier. And I'm just get down to it. Economically, there's so many things that you can do. And, you know, Liz can talk about, you know, some of the economic aspects to it. We talked about that, you know, many times. We had actual business meetings because we are an economic force. And she had a duty and I had a duty. And the duty was to be wives. It wasn't about some romantic. Now, we love each other. All three of us loved each other. And it wasn't about competition. It wasn't about who's more of this and who's more of that. You know, it was really about how does this group operate efficiently together? How do we nation build together? And she and I, you know, I actually told my husband, I said, one thing I cannot do is have a co-wife who is not as smart as me. She absolutely must be brilliant. I want her to be smarter than me because she got to bring something to the table. She's got to have assets. And so when my husband chose Liz, I was like, hell yeah. And you know, she's brilliant. She's amazing. She's smart. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's so many, many things. And so when I saw her come to the table, I was like, this sister I can build with because I have duties. And, you know, she understood her duties, and together we really were able to enhance each other's lives along with him. You know, and he, you know, he's not no kind of bum or dude needing no help. Trust me. Not at all. He's an investor. He got his own shit. I moved in his house, you know. He's very together, completely together. I actually did not believe he was single when I met him because I had to hunt around his house and figure out why a dude as young as him had all these assets and 4 and 5 cars, and I was not sure because, you know, in a place like Atlanta where everybody's thirsty, it's strange to see a brother who's doing well for himself single. And so I was like, this is somebody who I know I want to share. And so I know this is going to be strange, but I always had prepared in that relationship, in the marriage, for a sister wife. I always had a separate room.
So let me ask you this, Sister Liz, before I get into you talking about the economics. Sister Liz, what triggered you to think, and I know you said that your experience with, dealing with relationships and, you rather for people to be open. When you entered into was this your first polygamous relationship?
Yes, correct.
When you
So,
entered into your first polygamous relationship, were you prepared mentally before it came up, or did it come up and surprise you? You had to think about it.
it definitely surprised me, and I had to think about it. Like I knew, so the way I started the relationship was I was friends with Maymuna's husband, and so I knew he was married. I just felt like, oh, he's in an open relationship, so I wasn't, you know, I accepted that I was a friend of his, and I knew he had a wife and in like primary responsibilities at the home. And so actually, when we met, I think you were like traveling to India or something. Like you weren't even in the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
You weren't even in the country.
So
So
were you already you was ready to be accepted to be the second side sister?
no. I just
Okay.
thought we were two people in open relationships. I was in a relationship, he was in a relationship, and so I just thought we were like two people in open relationships. So I was fine with that. But then he began to tell me that, more about polygamy, and his wife was really cool and da. And I was like, okay, well, I wasn't opposed to meeting her. So when we finally did meet, I was like, oh, this is a whole nother level. Like you are my friend and you were cool, but I'm connecting with this woman over here. Like you hear her speak, right? Like everything she was talking about, I wanted to be a part.
So what happened to the other? Did you kick the other brother to the curb?
It wasn't that situation. Our relationship just ended up fizzling out anyway. But
Listen to this though.
Yeah.
Listen to Sister Maymuna, and she talk about how your duties, and it'd be better economical for y'all to come together. Wouldn't it be even more economical if you bring in the whole relationship as opposed to one person and just have a communal relationship?
Some people
Some
do
people
that.
do it that way.
But the logical thing would be, if you're doing this for economic purposes and she already had a man, then bring the man and her in a communal situation. And now you really be economic on steroids.
You know what? There's this sister. What is her name? She got some kind of juju, Sister Juju. Is that her name?
Now, we ain't talking about juju. We talking about you. Why did talk about juju? You know what I mean? Because if it's logical that a woman is going to add to economic stability, then the man with her should also add to even increased economic stability.
You know what? Everybody has their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? People, and in Atlanta, as a triad, as a polygynous, us three, we did end up having a lot of different friendships, right? So we ended up meeting in this alternative universe of people. Atlanta got everything, right? So there's a whole what do you call what is it? A poly community here, right? Black poly.
Absolutely.
And so we've
but
been
it's a good large homosexual community too now. No, what I'm saying is I don't believe that a poly community, if not that's what you're saying, but let me just interject. I don't think a polygamous community can verify that it's a stable or a logical positioning in a relationship, because you have all sorts of type of relationships, especially in Atlanta.
Well, I agree. There's a lot, but that's the thing. What happened is we naturally became involved with people who looked like us.
Well, I see what you're saying. You got into the polygamous community and you was able to relate and share experiences. I see what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, with other people
who were trying to build families.
Right. Got you. My bad. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So let me see something real quick. Since y'all been how long ago were y'all together, if you will?
Oh, geez.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Yeah, girl.
Oh.
I know.
Now,
right?
now, do you, Miss Liz, do you believe in love, genuine love?
I do believe in love, but I don't see it as, the rom-coms that we see on TV. I believe that there is, when you wake up in the morning, you feel like my life wouldn't be complete without that person. That is love, and it comes in a ton of different forms.
Right. Do you believe that love? I got you. Answer my question then, because I was going to ask a double question. Do you believe that love can be exclusive? But you say it comes in a ton of different forms. So of course it
Right.
could be.
Just like a person has multiple children. You love your children in different ways. And once you think that you couldn't love anything or anyone anymore, you have another child and you love that child, in a different way. You don't love one child more than the other. I mean, one might get on your nerves more than the other, but it's a different type of love, and your love can expand. And then all of a sudden you can't imagine your life without that child in your life.
So in a polygamous relationship, Maymuna, were you the supposed head wife, if there's a term? Or y'all straight equal? How does that work?
No.
I never felt.
Go ahead, Liz.
I would say I never felt. I mean, some people do structure and hierarchy, but we never subscribed to that. And I always felt like I was bringing, and I guess I was secure in myself. I always felt like I was bringing something unique and needed to the table. And I felt like every one of us brought something unique and needed to the table. And I think that's because, again, we were more about building and a foundation and trying to build a tribe, as May was saying before. So I didn't feel like one was ahead of the other or anything like that. Like May's background was in teaching and in education, and so you could just tell how she speaks. She's just very she's educated, and she's taking the time to research and knowledgeable and able to express herself in a way to so others can understand. I'm, on the other hand, am not that person. I'm a business and accountant of nature, so I'm more like facts and logical, and things make sense, and that's why May always talks about how I was helping with the finances and stuff, and just trying to get us into a place where we had assets and we had a pot of money, let's just say, and we were trying to figure out how we were trying to build for the future. So like, okay, we have these assets. What do we do with them now? Like, what's the best way to use these assets to build what we want in the future? And it wasn't like cars and rings and blah, blah, blah.
So Meg, do you believe in love? Do you believe in love? And if there is a description of what love is, how would you express that, and what type of love do you believe in as it relates to relationship?
When you say relationships, you mean marriage?
Yeah, marriage.
As it relates to marriage, I feel like love is duty. I feel like love is order, and I feel like love is respect.
That duty thing really gets to me, because I believe, I have confidence in the fact that you should never feel duty bound, but there is also a responsibility and an accountability too. But when you say duty, it just gives the air of that it's do or die. You always have a choice. You know what I'm saying?
No, when you get it's an obligation.
Obligation of responsibility in that way.
As long as you choose it, you can always choose.
Right.
I don't want to be your wife anymore, and then you don't choose the duty. Yeah,
right.
I got you.
I don't know. No, please don't think I mean, oh yeah, I'm stuck with you for life, and I have to just deal with whatever, even if I don't like you, whip my ass or whatever. No. I don't mean that. When I say duty, I mean that. People say stuff, okay, and I call them, I talk about, right, Liz? Invisible contracts. Invisible contracts are when people assume that they're supposed to have something and they don't tell you. I assume that I'm supposed to be the sexiest woman with the biggest ass, that you never look at another woman. You never desire another woman. I'm the only one in your life that you will ever look at or even be attracted to or want to just have any desire for. That's an invisible contract a lot of women have on men, right? And it's not realistic. It's not realistic.
Well, in my school of thought, if you indulge me for a second, in my school of thought, man is supposed to evolve to the self-control aspect in order to refine his God self. And the only way you can refine your God self is to put a circle around your passion and desires and not let them control you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the, I'm talking about a man shouldn't, I mean, for instance, you, like you say, you were a Muslim, right? And in the Quran, it says, when you basically, when a woman show her adornment, a man should lower thy gaze. And you know, in the Eastern world, they believe this and this, but we talk about controlling your mind, controlling your emotions, controlling your own passions. And so wouldn't and in that question, with that being said, wouldn't it be better if a man was to refine his character as opposed to being a loose willy-nilly?
Okay, so you're assuming loose.
You said looking at another woman, desiring another woman. Do you think that a man could only desire you?
No, not at all. And that's what I was saying. If you get 2 women, I promise you, you ain't gonna have time for nothing else or worry about nothing else. She gonna help you refine yourself. Between the 2 of them, they're gonna help you refine yourself. I promise you.
One can help me refine myself. I'm being refined now.
That's true.
Everything that you're talking about that 2 women can do, I got one that's doing it right now.
You do.
I'm in the doghouse right now.
No doubt. I'm not trying to take anything away from women saying, oh, you need 3 women to make one. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying, let's just keep it real. If you are a man who has I'm not trying to get into a sexual conversation, but no, if you are a man, huh? You good. Just don't we, codify a little bit. If you are a man who has all these sexual desires and you just, humping and pumping and you just full of, a lot of energy, right? I guarantee you, 2 in the right age, you ain't gonna have no time, no desire, no. But this is what I'm saying, though. The man and the woman should be refining themselves to their better self, not suppress themselves, but refine themselves in order to bring out their God self, is what I'm saying. So do you need 2 women to release this built up passion? Maybe you just got the wrong woman. I mean, you're confined by the idea that 1 is the number. That's what you're confined by. I'm not confined by that. No. I'm not trying to confine you to that. What I'm just saying is that every response that you make that 2 women can fulfill, I'm of the thought that there is that 1 woman for that great man. I agree. And those 2 great people can do great things. But with that being said, how do you think everyone should be in a polygamous relationship? Do you think that's the utopia of relationships, Sister Liz?
I definitely think it's a personal decision, and it takes a lot of growth and strength and self-awareness to be able to even navigate in a monogamous relationship, but definitely in polygamous relationship. So it is a personal choice, and I'm not judging people for doing it, but I do get a little side chuckle when people kind of condemn me for having open relationships or being in a polygamous relationship and then kind of do the same thing. Like, a friend of mine always talks to me about, how I'm doing this, but I've been, as I explore multiple relationships, oh, you're doing this and you're doing this, but I've always been honest. I'm very honest about what I'm doing with my time, with my life. I've been very honest. But at the same time, you're doing it and you're not honest. Like, you're trying to make sure that the guy A doesn't know that you're dating guy B at the same time. But there's nothing wrong with dating 2 guys at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. Hold on. Why was there such a shock?
No. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. When you say there is nothing wrong with dating 2 guys at one time, when you are in a relationship, you still have the open option for dating other men?
No. So what I'm saying, when you're in a dating phase, right? Like, this is before marriage or before you're like, okay, I'm completely committed to this person. You know what I mean? Like, I was exploring relationships with multiple people at the same time. I was calling myself being in just an open person, right? I wouldn't even call it open relationship, just an open person. And I would get criticized for, oh, well, you're doing this and you're doing that. But then you're doing the same thing, but you call it either cheating or, your side dude or your side chick. Or, you know what I'm saying? They're just different labels. Like, I just chose to be more upfront and honest with my labels, and I got crucified for it. But then people are doing it all the time.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Makes
Basically,
sense.
saying a lot of people are liars. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
what the side.
No. Let me say something. I want you to know. I want you to know as well as me that I don't pass condemnation because I believe we also in my faith. You know what I mean? And when I have confidence, and we also believe act as thy soul dictates, and your actions shall be right. So you act as you dictate. You act as your soul guides you to, and your actions shall be right. So I don't pass condemnation, but I think that this is a very important conversation because we have a lot of manipulators out here that's using the low self-esteem of our sisters to manipulate them into these sorts of relationships. So this is a very important interview right here. But with that being said, Sister Maymuna, let me ask you this. Do you think that everyone should do polygamy? But let me change it around. Do you think polygamy is the best type of relationship for a group of people such as us?
Okay, so as far
So
as
if we're talking about us as a collective, I mean to say.
yeah, you mean black folks?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack on this, but I'm gonna be honest. I gotta tell the truth.
That's why I like it. I like it.
I gotta tell the truth. I'm gonna say it. I believe a lot of black women need to really seriously consider polygyny. Seriously. And the reason why I say that, and now, first of all, let me premise this. We're not talking about throw any sister with any old brother, okay? Because you have to have a real man, a king. He has to be fit. He has to be young enough. He has to have self-discipline. He has to be mentally astute. He has to be intelligent. He has to be a referee. Can I get an amen on referee?
I ain't refereeing nothing. Nah, see, that's why I ain't in it. That's why, right there, referee. Nope, I'm out. Nah, I'm like, go ahead, sis.
Thank God for the referee. Lord have mercy. You leave it up to two women.
That sounds like too much energy for me. That sounds like too much energy to me. I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
Nah, all this energy right here, shoot. My wife.
Right. And they always talk about all the benefits for the man, but you know, as she's
we're gonna get into that.
There's a lot of responsibility for a man.
No, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get in that in a minute. But sister, come on, lay it all out.
So I'm gonna lay it out.
Let us see it what it is. A referee.
They gonna fry me. They gonna fry me.
Bro.
Fry me. Y'all can fry me. Y'all sisters can be mad. I don't even care. But but yeah, a lot of sisters are out here trying to be super women, okay? And it ain't working. And I can tell you myself, the pressure, the stress, all of that, trying to be everything to everybody, that's not working for us sisters. And we don't want to deal with mental health issues, right? We don't want to deal with I'm stressed out. We don't want to deal with I can't handle all this. We cry in the closet and we struggle to stand up. I'm a single black independent woman. I'm this, I'm that. I don't need no man. We do all of that. And it's just to cover up the pain, okay? And the disappointment. Every woman wants a man. I'm just talking in general. I believe, let me say that. Every woman wants a man. She wants somebody who she can share her conversation with. She can wake up to and say, hi, how are you? I care about your day. When things are not well, she has a man to protect, to fix things, to help, to be a companion, to go on a vacation with. All these sisters with this whole, I got my girls with me and we doing the all girls trip. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Remember the right hand ring? Huh? Remember the right hand ring? I married myself and my right hand ring myself. That was the whole thing.
So sis, as you let me cut in for a minute. As you say that every sister's desire a man, but do every sister have the ability to share that man?
They are doing it anyway. I would argue that a lot of them are doing it anyway.
But would you argue that we should better ourselves and refine ourselves and be accountable? Would you think? Do you think that we're not capable of refining ourselves to be accountable to one person to get the total fulfillment as opposed to splitting hairs?
Well, babe. For
instance, what I'm saying is this: say your husband, right? He has to spend some time with Liz. That time takes away from you, and you might say, "Well, no, it doesn't take away from me because that's my sister wife." But in reality, when we're looking at time And time is not relative. It's reality that if Liz is not getting the nurturing that she needs because more time is being spent with you, that would definitely, I would think, it will cause some sort of conflict, though. And
but
so
we don't do things like that, because see, my responsibility and my duty to her as a co-wife is to make sure that she gets her needs met. And so one of the things that we did, and Liz, we can talk about that, is how we made time. We had sister wife Saturdays. So we would go, as we were transitioning.
I'm speaking about your husband. I'm speaking about the husband, though. That sometimes that got to be personal with you, and sometimes we'll have to be personal with Liz.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is that at some point, because we're human beings with emotion and attachments, that at some point over time, somebody, I would think, it would feel like, hold up, I'm not being fully met as I expected to be met.
Right. And that's what I was saying. Me and her had conversations to make sure that me and her are on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So we would spend sister wife Saturdays together, and we would make sure that we were having conversations about how she's feeling, and I would talk about how I'm feeling, and we would all just kind of have, a time where me and her would just connect, and she would tell me, just sharing things, I want to do this more, or I want to do that more. And we made sure that we use that time to really just communicate and make sure we're on the same page. And if we had issues or concerns, we would just work that out. What'd you say, Liz?
Right. And one of the things, so like I said, her husband and I were friends at first. And one of the things that we did a lot of nature stuff, and, like hiking and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, May really wasn't into that. So it didn't feel like I was taking time away from her, because we were doing something she really wasn't interested in doing anyway. Right. So we would have our special times together doing things, that the other person really wasn't interested. Like it kind of balanced itself out, as that's what I'm saying. Say it again.
Hammocks.
Oh yeah. We can have hammocks.
Do you even believe that one man could be faithful to one woman?
I definitely think they can. What I think is missing is that women aren't keeping these men accountable. So all I'm saying,
I think the man have to keep himself accountable in actuality.
Well, very true.
I don't think a woman can keep a man accountable. A man gonna do what a man want to do. A man gonna have to want to be accountable to the one woman. And what I'm saying is, do you think that the man has this sort of intelligence to keep himself accountable to that one woman, or he's just so loose goose that he's going to roll his eyes and what we used to call back in the day, we used to call it reckless eyeballing. He got
and let me redefine when I say accountable. I'm saying accountable to my needs. Like if I have my needs laid out, and this is where I think there's the problem is, as a woman, as a woman, I feel like I should have my needs laid out. Like it can be specific as I need water by my bedside every night. Could you do that for me? Or, I'm just making up stupid examples, but I need to make sure I have my needs met, and then help. These are the needs that you need to provide for me in this relationship, and then hold them accountable for that.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying.
How about this? As I talk about the building of relationships and the bonding of the relationship and the time spent, how does it work when May said that, I made sure that I had an extra room. So every night, how does that work? You know what I mean? One person got to sleep alone at some time, or y'all got to get up in there and climb up in the bed together. How is working? So somebody will feel some form of neglect and listen. Come on, let's be real. If you are in a multiple marriage and there's an extra room, somebody got to sleep alone.
And we all had our own rooms.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At some point in time,
who has a problem with it?
No. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's a problem. At some point in time, wouldn't that ultimately rub somebody some type of way? Like I'm really in here sleeping by myself with my husband, with my sister wife, and tonight I'm really in here by myself.
No, I don't know. Maybe the way I grew up, I have 7 sisters and we shared a room. So to be in a space where I had a room all to myself, I decorated by myself. I was encouraged, to decorate, to feel at home, and to be like, this is my sanctuary. Like, I loved it. I loved it. I had my own room, and then I invited people in as they came. So Maymuna wanted to come in, not to sleep, but
I don't
you
mean
know
to
what I'm
laugh,
saying? Like,
but you can have your own room by yourself.
And I had my
I
own room by
wanted it.
myself.
And
Yeah,
he
I
had
was
his
telling
own
you, I
room too.
wanted it. Yeah, I
Okay.
wanted it. I wanted my own space. Like, when you're in I mean,
I love y'all.
I'm assuming you're married, but
Listen,
you have to
hey,
share everything, and I wanted something for myself.
Liz and May, let me thank y'all. This is the best interview you ever had.
No, it's not.
This is the best
Yes,
interview.
it does.
Yeah, this is some crazy stuff here. Listen. I wanted to be by myself, but I want to be married. You hear how this sound? I want to be in a polygamous relationship. It seems as if y'all making the rules as you go along, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Because I don't know how this works.
It
I
doesn't
don't
work
know
for
if-
everybody, babe. It doesn't work for
Yeah.
everybody.
Right.
And you know why? Let me tell you why it doesn't
May,
work for everybody.
thank you, May.
Can I tell you why it
This
doesn't
is
work for
beautiful.
everybody? Let me tell you why it doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody because a lot of people think marriage is about falling in love and some romance in Hollywood. That's one thing. And if you have a romance, you have this personal connection, it's one person, it's soulmate, then obviously there's no other way that another person could even fit in that, right? That's one reason. And then the second reason is a lot of people have a lot of ego and insecurities. A lot of people do not want to share because they don't think they're enough anyway, okay? And there are a lot of women, they think that, you know, my whole life will be over if my husband looks at another woman. Oh my God, if he calls another woman, if he touches another woman. Oh my God, my whole life, I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I'm not shit. Like they literally tie their whole soul and their person and their value to a man. I don't do that. I have a husband who I have the duty to, and I have a sister wife who I have a duty to. And they help make me a complete person. Because we are a tribe and we work together economically, socially, in so many ways. And I can't even begin. I mean, it's some deep shit here.
Okay.
I wouldn't have, let me tell you something. I wouldn't even have my baby right now if it wasn't for Liz. I would not.
Mm-hmm.
Liz, I'm being real. And you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get that, you know, but a lot of things that you're saying, you know, I always like to throw in the conversation that, you know, you have other alternative relationships that use these same logical expressions of the legitimacy of even a relationship that's far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? So the point that I'm trying to get to here is that we are all human beings, right? And at some point we get attached to things. You know what I'm saying? And I just wonder if that attachment ever have an effect on a polygamous relationship.
Okay, so you want to talk about honesty and jealousy? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, no. I don't want to talk about it. What I'm saying is, before I get there, I'm gonna ask the question, May Moon, and you ain't gonna No, at some point, I'm just saying, you know, everybody going into their separate room every night. How long were y'all together?
Wow, living together? Yeah, I know.
I think it was 3 years.
Yeah, but I think we lived together for like the last year.
So you know, you have this alternative. Everybody goes into their own separate room. I get it. Nothing wrong with that. But it gives like the air of, is there ever any time, now be honest, was there ever any time that there was an air of competition for attention?
Naturally.
Okay. See, I appreciate the honesty. Naturally.
And you know what? I had a really hard time. Let me tell you that. I had a really hard time the first time my husband had to check me and he had to play referee. I did not like that. My ego went all the way down. And I think I remember crying like really hard. Yeah, I remember that because he just straight up looked at me, and you know how he is when he gets serious. And he just basically said, May, you're wrong. And what Liz is saying is what it is, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And that was really hard because we have a network of co-wives, right, that we operated with, other women who were co-wives. And so we always had this support system, and we had honest conversations. And among us, I mean, it's just honest and brutal, but there was a little bit of a struggle being the first wife because first wives are hard to deal with because one, they think that they run everything. They think they're entitled to make all the decisions. A lot. I'm not saying all. Okay. And it's kind of like, you are coming into my relationship and I give you permission. That's honest, right?
Right. I mean, and believe it or not, man, you know, and I know. I mean, I know from research, but that's usually the standard of a polygamous relationship, that the first rights get the first wife get the first rights, basically. But that's
okay.
that may not be true with your situation, but that's the running thought.
And in Africa and a lot of countries, that is because a lot of times the older wife is he marries somebody younger, and so there's the age difference. In Africa, that's very common. But for us as modern polygamists, we knew that we wanted to treat each other as equals, and so this was a situation where I did absolutely, and I admit it now. At the time, I was not trying to admit it. I was very, and I'm very good at arguing. I'm very good.
Why won't you debate me then? No, I'm playing. That's a joke.
But I was really convinced to myself that I was correct, and basically they both called me on my shit, and they were like, "No, you're being, you're right because you believe," and da da da. And they just both of them checked me, but he checked me even more, and that made me realize that he is her husband, and I am an equal, and that was hard. That was really hard to deal with. And it wasn't me versus her. It was just, I had to take my ego down, see? And I had to face the reality that, no, we really are equals. We really are sharing a husband. And so, no, I don't get to call shots and I don't get to be the right one, the one with the right. I don't. It's the circumstance. I
think like just to hear you use the term sharing, I think the ultimate goal of monogamy is monogamy. I think people come together with the expectation that they're going to grow old together and be exclusive to one another. And I don't think people are conscious and aware of the fact that they should be driven towards that. And they begin to go off into their little fantasy world of, I like this one, I like that one, I want this, that, I want that one. My goal is, or was, just to get the one you like and keep it moving. And you ain't got to worry about it. Get the total thing you like and keep it moving. With that being said, let's deal with the elephant in the room. You mentioned open it up and opening that this was your former co-wife. What ultimately happened? Because all of this sounds good until you use that former word. What happened?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, look, first
I love you, back. Let's go. I need my sound effects.
First of all, let me say this. It's a lot of people out here divorced. There's a lot of people in your chat divorced. There's a lot of people
we do, but now we talking about May Moon tonight.
I know.
May,
but I'm just trying to get it straight.
No, understand. All of this sounded real good. This sounded real good. I loved it. But now, what ultimately happened?
Well, I mean, I'm not here.
Don't go into great detail. I will say that. Don't go into great detail. But if you could just lay out something to give us some indication.
Yeah.
What happened? Maybe to help another polygamist.
I'm here to be transparent, right? So I'm not here to sell. Let me say that first of all. I'm not here to sell polygyny to anybody. I don't need any of these brothers.
That's what I like about you, May. That's what I like about you, May. Because all the
to nobody, it ain't for you. It ain't for you. Do your thing,
That's right, man. And that's what I wanted to say when Polite was on the show. Polite, I'm not judging you because you want to be polygamous and you want to do all these weird things. My program is about how do we move forward as a people, and is this an effective way to move forward as a people as it relates to the relationship. And I just give my spill, and anybody want to challenge me on it, we can deal with it. But I'm glad that y'all came. But how did it get to the point where y'all should be in the camera together?
Well, you know what? I want to say something to you first about, because you just skipped over everything. You want to go to the end. Let me go to the middle.
I go to the middle.
Okay. So Liz and I enjoyed, and all three of us, we enjoyed the relationship. We did a lot of amazing things together. We went on vacations together. Went on vacation separate. We cooked together. We shared so many different things together. I mean, Liz, you can speak to that.
It was, as I said from the beginning, it was a beautiful relationship. And we we plan to do things and we actually accomplish them. People things that are like in some people's in fantasies, and we just made them reality. It was like, you guys are doing what now? You guys are doing what? And you own a home where? Or like we really complemented each other and built off each other, and then we found interest in. For example, we had this thing called like dumb shit missions. Like May really liked that spaghetti place that was only, where was it? Remember the old spaghetti factory?
Yeah.
Like we would just find things that interest each other and then just make a mission out of it. And it was a vacation. It was a beautiful experience. So where was that? It was in like Tennessee or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. So I mean, we just made a trip out of Tennessee because she liked a restaurant there. And it was just, I learned to live a different way of thinking about life and about adventures in life because of this relationship that we're in.
But did you need polygamy to be it? You needed some
No.
friends, sound like it.
No, it's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different.
What I mean is that if you meet interesting people and you click, I think you get new experiences in life. I think everybody would agree with that. So but it took polygamy for you to have these experiences.
No, it didn't take polygamy. We chose polygamy, and that's how we lived. It was a lifestyle. It was a choice, just like if somebody chooses to be a Christian.
As I say, you chose polygamy.
We totally chose it. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. So now back to the middle, May, before we get to how we get to this point.
Sure.
Look at me.
She's trying to figure out what you're doing.
This doggone Taharka Bay. Oh, but this Taharka Bay. Brother Taharka Bay, we was cool yesterday. We was all good just a week ago. So Maymuna, let me ask you a question. I know just because I'm your friend on Facebook, you have some seeds. Do you have children? I think you have a daughter, right, May?
Yeah.
Do you have children, Miss Liz?
Yes, I have two.
Did you have children in the relationship at that time?
No.
I'm talking. Did you bring children in the relationship or
no?
Okay, at that time you didn't have any children. How about you, Sister May? At that time when y'all were together, did you have children at that time?
No, neither one of us did. That's one of the things that was beautiful about the whole thing is all of us came to the situation as independent, capable, able, educated, intelligent, beautiful young Black people who had no baggage. And when I say baggage, I just mean all that baby mama, baby daddy, child support, bullshit, all that other stuff that most people deal with. We chose each other because, I think we all wanted the best. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think when I say we wanted the best, we really wanted to be in a situation where, we were able to really just take everything that we want to build and go forward. And so with that being said, the lifestyle that I lived before that was the same lifestyle I lived while we were all together. And same thing for her. Nobody came up on anybody, okay? Because, Liz is like a 6-figure chick and I am too. And my husband, he does well. So I want to be clear about that. Nobody's coming up on anybody. Nobody was pimping anybody's money. I got more degrees than I can count on hands. I don't need nobody's money. And Liz is, working at her CPA and she's brilliant. And so there was no pimping and hustling between anybody. This was a matter of a tribe, and you can choose a tribe or not choose a tribe. And I don't know how to emphasize that to people. People be stressing about this. You don't need to do polygyny. If you got you one woman, she bad, she do everything for you, go ahead. Ain't nobody stressing, making somebody do anything because we're all grown. We can do what we want to do. If it don't work for you, it don't work for you. Right. And what I realize is that polygyny is natural for me because for me, having a co-wife is not the same as a friend. There's an intimacy. There's a level of security and understanding and sisterhood and bonding and womanhood that I will not experience with even my own best friend. And that is something that can't be easily replicated. And so Liz and I will always share this amazing bond. And as part of that, bond, I can tell you now that the relationship was amazing. we pulled weight, we had meetings, we had so many different things. We were dutiful, and so it was totally functional. And I enjoyed everything about it. I enjoyed seeing myself evolve and get out of my ego, and seeing myself become more secure. I evolved spiritually because of my experiences. Would you say the same, Liz?
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I think when we started the relationship, I had a vision of like the person I would be and the person I wanted to represent. And through that relationship, I was able to make that come to fruition. Like I understand myself so much more from being in this type of relationship. So it's like the bouncing off of the two people, of seeing different perspectives, it just changes you. It just changes who you are and how you see yourself. Because not only do you have, it's like a mirror of yourself when you're in a really honest relationship, right? And so go ahead.
I was going to say, but don't a lot of life experiences can have these same effects?
Yes.
Like, you know, so because what I'm saying is when we talk about polygamy or polygyny, right? Many people, because you're pro polygamist, you look at the value of being in a polygamous relationship. But everything that you have said, these things can be triggered through other experiences also.
Yes.
Would you
but not that level of like how we were saying, like relationships are like a duty and our obligation. It's not that level of commitment. It's not the same level of commitment.
No, you commit yourself to what you decide to commit yourself to. Something don't commit itself to you. You commit yourself. It's a personal decision with any experience in life. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get to what ultimately happened.
Well, like I'm gonna go back on what Liz said, that you know there's a deeper level of tribalism, and you understand a tribe is bound by commonness, clear goals. It's something deeper that a group is working towards. There is this lifeblood, and it's shared. You have passion about it. You have dedication about it. It is kind of like the same way of family is. You could always say, well, why are you family? Why do you even care about your dad? Why do you care about your mom? Why do you care about your cousin? There's a bond.
Let me say this.
So
let me say this.
That's the same thing for polygamy. There is a human bond that you choose to be in. Nobody can force that. Let me say that.
I get that. One thing I like about your conversation is that you saying that it's a personal decision and it maybe not be for everybody.
Exactly.
I can accept that. That's raw. I appreciate that. But go ahead.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. You can choose, you know, and there's people who say, I don't talk to my mama no more. I don't talk to my daddy no more. And they chose to not have those bonds anymore. We're human beings and we have free will. We can decide that we want to be in these kind of relationships or we don't. And if it works for you, then you're in it. If you're not, then you don't. And so for us, it did absolutely work. And so, and I go into, again, it's a tribal deep bond. It's constructive and it can be, but you know, unfortunately, so many of the people that try to act like they practice polygyny, they're not doing that, and they're doing it wrong. They're doing like some kind of patriarchal, pimpish type of polygamy. They're not doing women-centered polygyny. I can leave my baby, for example, if Liz and I are together in a marriage with a husband, I can leave my child and go off to Morocco and Spain and France, which is something that I have been putting off for 2 years, just so you know, Liz. I've been putting that off for 2 years, girl. And I can travel. You know, it enhances each other's lives. We don't have to be super women. And so that's the part when people say, well, what is the benefit of woman? Because everybody keeps focusing on a man and some dick and pussy action. And it's not about that. It's about how women can enhance each other's life if we choose to get along, if we choose to agree, if we choose to actually be sisters, and we choose to be there and help each other, not as lesbians, because nobody's gay, but as sisters, as women who have a common goal.
But you cannot take out the emotional strain that can be caused no matter what good intentions you may have. All of this, I want to go to Morocco and Spain and my child is taken care of. And while you in Morocco and Spain, she's sitting up there changing diapers or wiping noses, dropping children off at school while you up in Spain. And you can't sit up here and tell me that a human being do not feel some type of way if you up in there, up in Spain, globetrotting and they wiping snotty noses.
So, Liz,
I
what
would
would
just
happen
feel like-
after I get back from Morocco? What would you be doing next?
Okay, now it's my turn.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Like I would feel like
I get
I
that,
would
but
feel happy for her to be able to have that experience, and then happy to know that she would want me to have that same type of experience.
Exactly.
well, at the same time, some type of experience have put a wedge, and you went this way, you went that way. But before we get to that, have you experienced? Now, Liz already told us about her former experiences with open relationships or open dating, and you know what I mean, dating in that manner. Have you experienced it has become a norm that people jump out and go experience secretive relationships we call cheating, and then at some point since the May did you say, well, what you cheating for? Let's just go ahead and do what I did before. How did that work with the gentleman involved?
No, and not at all. My husband, you know, when we first met.
So hold up, you still with the husband?
Of course, yeah.
Uh-oh, it's gonna get hot now.
What is he? What? He's funny.
Nah, go ahead, man.
No, everything's cool.
So-
There's no conflict, bro. There ain't no conflicts at all.
But you is the number one wife because
No, that's not.
why?
That's not
Because this thing. When you in a polygamous relationship and you become equal, how to the point that you keep the husband and Liz?
That's not what happened. You didn't ask me what happened.
No, I did. I'm trying to.
No, I mean you wanted to jump to the end.
No, we're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna go back.
Let's just go to the end since you.
No, don't give me no long story because I'm gonna go back to the middle in a second. Keep it interesting. It's like this goofy Moore. Oh, I can't stand. He's so silly. What brought? That's what everybody waiting for. Everybody,
Okay, so you want me to get that? Okay, I mean,
everybody waiting for that.
I mean that's what people do.
Listen, let me tell you something. Sis. You know how many questions been here I've been ignoring? People say, did they ever been in the same bed together? They ever had sex together? How much money they made? I ain't asked none of these questions in this chat. You know what I mean? But I know one of the main questions is, how did the split come?
Okay, I wasn't looking at the chat. So talk about the split. I have to take responsibility, and the split is my fault, and that's kind of tough. I have, and that's why I'm drinking wine, because I knew this conversation part would come, and I'm a little vulnerable around this. In my duty as a wife.
Wow, I thank you, May, for this interview. You know I'm silly and all of that, but I know, as you say, this is hard. But I think this can help a lot of people, whether they are for polygamy or against it, or polygyny. I use polygamy because that's the term everybody is used to, but it's polygyny. But yeah, I appreciate this. So, family, if I be goofy, I'm gonna go out the camera because I'm just goofy.
Don't be goofy about this part, because this ain't fun.
All right, I got you. Let's go, man. Let's go.
You know what you say in that song? I want to be your friend.
Peace and love. Let me be your friend.
We want to end up friends, so don't be goofy on this part.
I know you look like you don't play evil. No one.
Well, I mean, it's okay for real though. For real. I live in regret because I did not make certain decisions and certain moves about things. It's 6 years later and I'm more mature, and I love Liz dearly as a sister, but I was going through a hard time in my life, and that was brought about and I'm being vulnerable here, so don't say no smart shit in the chat.
He said no.
Because I come get y'all ass.
And she will. I tell you, you can tell. Ain't no secret.
What a joke. Oh, shit. Okay. Ooh, let me get another glass of wine on this one.
So let me ask, why you doing that? Hold up. Compose your thoughts. Somebody said, Miss Parker said, as a sister wife, do you have a grandma, a sister, a best friend who will watch your baby to go to Morocco? She said, I'm a single mom and I can travel.
No.
So everybody's not afforded with that. So there you go. Let's go.
No, I have it, but I don't want them to do that.
Right. So let's get to you took another sip. You good?
Nope. Let me get one more.
Good night. With that? That's apple juice. You don't drink.
No, actually, it's muscadine wine. This is Dublin muscadine wine.
Good night.
I'm from the South. I drink muscadine wine. So anyway, okay. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get it.
You're the second one on the show that Moorish World TV may take a sip. Remember? Oh no, Mo Black. She take a sip.
No, that's different.
Let's go, Mo.
Okay.
I mean, mate, I'm playing. That's a joke.
But yeah, seriously. And I'm being vulnerable here. I probably might regret sharing it, but
you educated. You know how to codify a good message.
Yeah, well, it's personal. It's my issue. It's not that. Okay, so I'll just put it this way. I was dealing with infertility, and I didn't know that. We were in a relationship and all that stuff. So it wasn't like I was infertile and then I was like, oh, I need a sister wife. That wasn't what happened. I was infertile, and that's a hard place for a woman when you are in society. And, you know, especially for me, I spent like all of these years in school, and, you know, I prided myself on having this many degrees and keep going to school over and over as a professional student. And I'm so smart. I'm so this, I'm so that. And then at the end of the day, I have this husband who I have these duties with, these agreements with. And there comes this time and I go to the doctor and I'm like, whoa, because we've been together for 10 years and I wasn't worried about it. And then I got clarity from the doctor, like, yeah, you might just need to get a hysterectomy. I was like, whoa. You know, and that's hard for a woman because that's saying that you will never give birth. You will never have life. You will never experience pregnancy. You will never bond genetically with your, just at all. Like you just denied that opportunity, right? And so for me, it was really harsh. And then I got caught between, you know, wanting to have, and then at the same time, scared to fail. And so in this relationship, as I discovered this infertility while we were all together, I started trying to have a baby. I think I was, 37? Was that right, Liz? Maybe 37?
Yeah.
And, you know, then that's when they start calling you, what is it, old lady mom or something?
Geriatric. That's when they start calling it.
That's the word, fucking geriatric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they start telling you all the statistics about how you're this and you're that. And even if you get pregnant, here's statistics and blah, blah, blah. And it gets really harsh, you know. You start seeing your chances dwindle. They start telling you about how your eggs are not gonna take and all this other stuff. And basically, it was very stressful. And I think we spent collectively like $40,000. I can't remember how much, but long story short, there was this whole economic piece that, you know, happens. There's this whole, I think I was taking like 8 pills a day, and I was like really sick and nauseated and not feeling well and depressed. And I started going to a therapist, and I was just going through a lot. And I think that when you mix all of that, and okay, well, there's the other part. How about you take, I won't dwell on this too long because it gets sad. But when you take these, what is it called? Ovulation tests, right? I was always taking the ovulation test.
Ovulation.
You take
yeah.
the,
Yes.
Yeah. you take the ovulation test and you realize, no, not today, not right now. And then it goes to positive, and it's like you got to have sex right there, bam, bam. You know, if you don't do it in that moment or within 12 hours, your window is lost, and then you go the next month, and it's just like constant. There's this constant disappointment. And so that I do remember there was about a year. It was just these up and down roller coasters of taking ovulation tests and failing, just straight failing, you know. And there's the emotions that go along with that. And so every time I was taking a ride, Liz had to take that ride, and he had to take that ride with me. The depression, the sadness, the sickness. Our household got sad, you know. It was really sad. And it was sad because of me. It was painful.
I still wish I could have been a better support at that time.
You were great, Liz.
No. I tried, but as a woman who hadn't had given birth at that time, I couldn't connect. Like I really couldn't connect at that time. And I really wish.
No, you did.
I really wish I could have done more. I really wish I could have done more, because I would have been, you know, as we're saying, a tribe and building together. And that should have been a point where we grew together, but it was a point where we kind of grew apart. And I really wish I could have been in a better support. You shouldn't have gone through that alone.
Liz, I wouldn't have Luna if it wasn't for you. You know exactly what I mean.
I know, but you should not have gone through that alone. You should not have gone. And I'm really sorry.
I didn't go through that alone. Liz, don't do that. You know that you were literally right by my side. You know that. Don't say that.
I wish I could have.
It was just fucking sad. I mean, I don't know.
I wish I could have done more.
I don't know what to do. This is emotional for me right now. Oh my God.
Well, you wanted what's real, Todd. You wanted what's real. That's real.
I'm getting emotional too. Let me. What y'all doing to me? I'm the people's grand sheik. Stop it. I didn't ask the questions.
You asked what's real.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's so much. It's a lot. It's a lot to be a wife. It's a lot to be a mother and then go through infertility. It's a lot. It is a real, and women don't talk about it. Black women don't talk about it. I mean, most kids I know aren't planned. Like, have you even talked to anybody who's tried to actually plan to have children? It's very stressful. It is very stressful. It's like, you know, you're committing to the unknown, right? You know, children are just unknown. You don't know how your life's going to change, how your finances are going to change. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And I feel like in the Black community, we don't talk about it because, you know, a lot of our things are planned.
It's
and
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, right? You feel like there's something wrong with me, or there's something wrong with him. It was a lot. It was a lot. Wow. It still is a lot.
So have y'all before I go back a little bit, have y'all considered, let me ask you this, have you had another sister wife, so we can go on something like that? Have you had another sister wife after Liz?
There will not be anybody after Liz. Liz is and was, and that's it. Like,
you ain't a polygamist no more unless Liz come back home.
It's not that. It's just that bond and all of those things invested. It's you know, sometimes it's a choice. You know, you're not obligated to run with something. It either works for you or it doesn't. And I realized myself after the way they ended it with Liz, that for infertility, it consumed the whole household. You know, it consumed everything.
Imagine. I definitely can imagine that would have to be a stressful time, you know, and cause a lot of like, listen, I'm going through something, and now that energy kind of just envelopes everybody. I can imagine.
And imagine in the case, I'm a couple years younger, not much, but imagine in the case that, you know, I would have got pregnant afterwards. You know, like it wasn't going to work.
But what I'm saying is, is it?
Do you see what she's saying though? Even her, it puts her and her experience as a co-wife on hold. You got to deal with that too. She's young and she would want to have a baby, and then she's not doing that because it would affect me. Me and Liz watched Seeking Sister Wife every like Monday, right? And
Right.
so we have these conversations because we're not enemies. We don't hate each other or whatever. We had to heal and forgive each other, and stuff like that, which is what humans do when they're intelligent and emotionally intelligent. We forgive each other and we try to see each other for the best of who we are as humans.
This sounds
And
like an experiment, though, like trying to make something work. And you
What
hit.
relationship isn't?
No. What I'm saying is, I don't believe. Like, let me say this. Say, for instance, I want to share with everybody real quick. My wife mad at me right now because I got a big mouth.
y'all, give me 1 second. I drank too much
Indeed.
wine. I'll be back.
Yeah, that's right. But so listen, my wife is mad at me right now because I got a big mouth. You know what I'm saying? I'm real loud and I get worked up because my dogs ran into her garden. Anyway, but when we got together, right, our intentions was not an experiment. Our intentions was to be together, refine ourselves to become the better self for one another without no turning back. That's not an experiment. We are intentful that no matter how much I say, well, I don't care, whatever, I got to come back, fix myself, refine myself, because that was the initial point of us coming together to better ourselves, to bond ourselves, to become one with one another, intentfully. You feel what I'm saying? So that's not really an experiment because we intentful in our approach.
But you don't know if it's actually going to work.
No,
So
if I'm intentful in being the better me, and I'm intentful that regardless of how it goes down, I'm going to refine and be the better me. And that's going to work because I'm intentful. Then as long as she's intentful in being a better her, you see what I'm saying? It's going to work. So what I'm seeing here though, is that the polygamy part, it seems like, and just to be real, that once it meant something that was real heavy, and since you know I'm with you my sister, when it meant something real heavy, such as you was faced with, the response to that situation, it couldn't find a response to succor that situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like there was no intentful response to this great tragedy that you were met with, or this great experience. You understand what I'm saying? Ill prepared, if you will. So would you try it again?
What do you mean? If you mean
like for instance, once you were met with the situation that you just explained, and you were all over the place, your emotions was all over the place, and it kind of threw everything out of whack. That would
hold
lend,
on, Liz, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
but that would lend itself to being ill prepared to face some of the most dramatic things. Like I say, me and my wife, we are intentful, you know what I'm saying? And ready to face whatever. So what I'm saying is that although you could have been ill prepared because you didn't know that you was going to face these medical things and how you would respond until it came about, would you try it again? The polygamous relationship. Now that you have went through that, now wouldn't you be better prepared to face anything? Because that's a hard one there, sis.
Yeah.
I think that if you're monogamous, that situation is hard, right? I think if you're just a couple, that's hard by itself. Then when you throw in a third woman who is happy and she's flowing in her relationship with that man, and that's constantly interrupted by it just you know what I'm saying? That whole thing consumes their relationship, your relationship, the whole group relationship. It consumes everything, you know, and it's just an unfortunate thing. So this, I think that we are a bad case study to try to look at and say, oh, let's decide whether polygyny works or not.
I appreciate that.
That's
that's my sister. Sis, you just keep that thing a buck. Sis, keep it a buck. Did you have any fear that Liz would may get pregnant before you would get pregnant?
Absolutely, I did.
Okay.
We definitely were trying to. So
yeah, they weren't.
We weren't. We, you know, very mindful of everything.
But it was an insecure.
So
feeling.
it wasn't.
It was an insecure fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you feel like? Did you feel like? Regardless of what you were saying about equal, did you feel like primarily that was your husband?
No, I didn't on the surface at all. It's just only in certain circumstances that I would either check myself like, ooh, wait a minute. And that's the thing that it takes. It takes a lot of discipline. And I'm, you know, Mr. Bay, I just want to be honest with you. I don't think that most women, particularly Black women, can do this.
Thank you. I
don't.
What the blood? That's all I've been saying. No, I'm playing, sis.
I don't think.
Listen to you, sis. You and Liz have given me a better insight. You know, because it's always a man that's promoting polygamy. You ever notice that? It's always a man. We rarely have, although you got the book with the sister. And my brother Akhenaten has interviewed the sister on the radio in Atlanta.
Where's Crypto live at? Where does Crypto live at?
I can't tell you that. He the one that's gonna pull up when somebody pull up.
I'm gonna get you Crypto.
I can't tell y'all that. Just in case you pull up on me. Yeah, Crypto was of the new Black Panther Party, the real deal. That's right.
Get him.
That's my bodyguard. I can't tell y'all that. But Akhenaten, my brother, who is our assistant of the Moorish Science Temple of America, got the show on the radio in Atlanta. He say he interviewed the sister with the book right there. But
wow.
Yeah. WRFG. You ever heard
WRFG? I'm familiar with that.
Brother Akhenaten, and that's my.
But you know what? Even if people don't agree, I think everybody should read this book. It's just something to open your mind, you know?
Absolutely. But what I was going to say is that even though that's all right, we back, sis. Even though that book is out, it's always a brother trying to push a sister into polygamy as it relates to YouTube, social media, and all of that. It's never no innocence about it. It's always a brother poking his chest out, talking about, I'm a king. I deserve 2, 3, 4 women. And the women you hardly never hear from. So I really, I can really appreciate y'all coming forth. But now, Liz, would you be in another polygamous relationship?
I mean, things are just so much different now. I'm not. I
can't believe it. It was all so simple then.
It really was. I was,
Yeah, right. I was having fun back in '92. I just play. I don't know what year it was.
I mean, I still believe it can work. I still would want to see it work. And that being said, I would be willing, if the circumstances were right, to try it again. But the circumstances have to be right. And now that I've experienced it once, there's a lot more circumstances that would have to be right than there was before. And now there's children involved. It's a different dynamic. Before I was a single woman, so it's different. It's different dynamic now. So you have to be even more mindful of what you're doing when there's children involved.
Crip say she try to pull up on me.
Yeah, which state are you in?
I ain't gonna say what Ozzy said. Look what Ozzy said.
Who?
He said, Crip say he gonna give you 5 kids. Good goodness.
Hey.
Come on, Crip. What you doing? Family show.
Crip, I'm
family show. That family show, Crip. But Crip ain't never wrong, so he might be right. Crip ain't never wrong. You've been watching the show.
Oh, no, I know. That's
Crip ain't never wrong. So you might be walking around with a 5 starting lineup, messing with. No.
Oh, Lord.
So sis, are you interested in any future relationships of polygamy, or you good, but you still entertain the idea that, you know, it's a possibility? Or where are you at now?
You talking to her or me?
No, you, Sister May.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm okay. Can I say it, Liz? You sure?
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me
Take
pull
another
it
sip.
out.
Oh.
Let me pull it out. You know, Let me pull it out. Right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
This right here is
The sister wife ring.
Yes.
Oh.
And they're still here. They're not going anywhere. And I'm not ever going to interfere in Liz's life and what she's doing now, but she knows for a fact I am totally open to growing old, the three of us. And that's always going to be. I love her. I love her as a sister.
I love you.
Y'all getting too mushy now. Hold up now. Come
We're not
on.
mushy. We're sisters.
Okay. So I think this is what you just showed us right here. Let me see if I can blow it up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my heart.
Uh-oh.
And you know, I have
You swept off my feet again. Here we go. Part 2.
ain't no part.
Taharka Bay, you a grand chic. Do you marry polygamous niece?
You know, y'all Moors were polygamous, so let's not get started on that, right?
Oh yeah, but listen, this is
Moors
what
were polygamous.
absolutely, but
Okay.
sis, we are not 1400 years ago. We ain't a new world now.
That's nothing to do with it. Time and age have nothing to do with it. Time and space got nothing to do with it.
Let me explain this.
Uh-oh.
Different circumstances has happened for us. We have become remolded into a new people. Our psyche is messed up. Our experiences is messed up. And one thing for sure, and two things for certain. I am of the thought that polygamy in any space and time really benefits the man more than the woman. I am of that thought. But hold on, let me say why I say that. The reason why I say that is because I'm looking at the conflict right here that happened between, with all due respect, with you and Liz, where the man had to be the referee and he didn't have a bit of stress. You and Liz endured more stress than he ever endured. So there's a benefit. But hold up. He may endure some stress, but not like this. So there's a benefit right there for the man. So
I wouldn't say he was actually the healing person in the whole situation. He kept me afloat. He kept her afloat.
So
he spent a lot more energy.
What side of the spectrum would you rather be on? Keeping somebody afloat or drowning?
Afloat.
There you go. There's a benefit even for the man when it comes to the psychological or the mental experience. There's a benefit. The women is taking the brunt of the emotional toll, not the guy. Even when you look at it from an emotional standpoint. So my perspective is this: our ancestors did it, and you may even do it today. But the reality of it, that if men would refine themselves and dedicate themselves and find the woman that they want and not accept the woman that they just can get, everything will be all right. And if a woman would find the man that they want, they wouldn't have to settle. Now, if people want to do polygamy, by all means, handle your business. But in the reality, in the big scheme of things, the man walks away with less stress, just dealing with stress, than the woman would ever walk away with.
Liz, what are your thoughts on him and his stress?
He's going to be stressed, but
Liz was talking about this earlier. What did you think about his stress, Liz?
I think he handled it very well, but I think, dealing with two women like us, I think that was definitely asking for double trouble at times.
But let me tell you something. But one thing about a man can go and get two more.
let me say this. A lot of times you got women who are brainless, who don't have a lot. Let's keep it real, okay? And I'm talking to everybody here. I just want to really put this out there, because this is the message I really want people to understand. There is a pimping culture of polygamy that disgusts me.
That's my problem, sister.
Okay, I have.
Did I make that point with you for real? People want to experience polygamy? That's their thing, but it's the pimp culture of it that I got a problem with.
I have a serious problem with it. As a woman, I have a serious problem with it. I have a serious problem with the fact that they put a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't like the images of polygyny that I see. I do not like. It's his right, but I do not like Polite's version of polygyny. He's got strippers, hoes, wives.
What about the Hebrew Israelite version? It's always the woman in the background.
Well, when you put religion a lot of times and polygyny together, it's ugly. I've not seen any religious polygyny that looks like anything I would ever participate in. And the thing is, I have high self-esteem and I feel good about myself as a general person. And so I have choices. Like, I don't have to do shit that's demeaning to me. I don't have to sell my ass. That's what a lot of these women are out here doing. They're selling their ass. Let's keep it real. You calling it polygyny, but what you're doing is, especially in the Muslim community, you are too sorry to get your ass out here and work. Okay? So you wearing that black drape and you walking around here going from man to man. Y'all know I'm talking about in the Muslim community. This woman has been through every damn masjid, marrying everybody every other 2 years. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And they keep having children, 4 or 5. That is not polygyny. You want to be a second and third wife because you leftovers. You can practice polygyny and be first choice, primary. You know what I'm saying? Good, great. You don't have to be leftovers. And so that's what I'm seeing with mostly polygyny. I'm seeing a lot of women who are leftovers. They are washed up, don't want to work, don't have no career, don't have no money, they don't have no security, and they looking for somebody to take care of them, and they're willing to pay the cost for him to be the boss. He got the money, he got the circumstance, he got this, he got that. It's bullshit.
And that's what Polite tried to put off. He tried to put off that he's going to take care of these women and they're going to be all right. When Polite, he walks around as if he has made himself a success when he don't have no evidence of that. It seems like everything he has is rented, leased, or on loan. That's real. That's what it looks like. But now, sister Liz, are you in a relationship at this time?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Well, why don't you just bring the brother and y'all come and have a communal thing, and then y'all really have some assets and resources?
Because
yeah,
you understand? I'm just joking, Liz. But think about the logical reasoning in what I'm saying. This is one of the arguments that I was going to give to Polite. That, you know, if he would have debated me, I would have, you know, when people talk about the economic benefit of relationship, and that's the sole reason, then it would beg the reason that you will get couples into relationships, and so you can have an even better economic standing and an even better tribe, if you will, if that's the reasoning.
And that's a lot of people that do that. We Liz and I and the husband, we had a big, huge party. Remember, Liz?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it was our acknowledgement that our triad, our polygynous relationship existed. And we had a huge community here in Atlanta. And I remember what was the whole neighborhood was like, they were like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Because it was so many people and they parked forever and ever. And we had like fire dancers and all kind of stuff. And it was our public acknowledgement that our relationship existed. And we also told our families, like all of our mom, dad, Niz's family.
Whoever would hear it.
If you didn't like it, oh fucking well, you know.
Right. Do you know that this whole conversation of the experience that you expressed seemed like a therapeutic experience?
How you figure?
No, because it's like, okay, from the beginning, you know, you being the old dirty old man, 40 years old. Then you got you know, you moved on, and then Liz experienced the trickery with the dirty people that don't want to lie and sneak in the back door and don't fess up to who they are. So she gets into the relationship. You go into this could be a book. I'm telling you, and you go into the facing of the dilemma that y'all face with. And then at the end, you say, listen, this is what we did. We experienced it. And now I'm on the other side a better person, or I'm on the other side more understanding of what this journey is about called life. This is what I'm hearing. And it just seems therapeutic experience. I'm telling you, I ain't a therapist, but this seems like a therapeutic experience. I'm telling you.
It definitely changed my life for the better. Like, I couldn't be the person I am today without that experience. Yeah.
Yeah, experiment. That's what it was, an experiment.
There you go.
How did you catch that?
That's what it was.
Oh Lord.
No,
I knew you
hey,
were catch
but so let me ask you, how did it, before we wrap up, we got about 15, 20 minutes. How did it get to the point? What happened when you say, okay, this is it? Who said it? How did it happen? What was the circumstances?
None of that really matters. I think
Liz was like, listen, May, you just going crazy in this house. I'm going to the back room.
It wasn't crazy. I think it was just, there was a sadness that took, I mean, seriously, there was a sadness that took over the house. It took over everything. And it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you will realize, I mean, me and my husband actually had to go to therapy after that, you know? Yeah. Okay, look, okay, let me give you some ideas. Imagine what it does to you if you spend 2 years having to have sex exactly at a certain time because a machine or a little thing told you to. And if you don't get pregnant, then you have to deal with all the, just think about it. How that makes you feel.
Waiting to see if you actually are pregnant. You got to wait 2 weeks after that to figure. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And then you got 2 women. See? He could be pumping away, but nah, you want 2. Yeah. See?
Yeah. So that kind of.
We got to split the pumps. Give me 5 on 2. Give me 10 on 7. Come on. He could have been pumping just on 2. No,
but the reality is that in these kind of situations, you know, that's why I said don't. Please,
that was funny to me. He ain't find that funny. He had to split the pumps like gas. Come on, give me 2 on 5. That's a lot of work, though, sis. That's a lot of work. Maybe I'm getting old, but that's a lot of work.
It changes things. It's a different life.
See, these tough guys, these super masculine guys, shoot, man, I go from one room to the other. Man, I'm going bed. And as they say in the car, I'm going bathe. You know what I mean? I'm going bathe. But so yeah, I can imagine that's some tough stuff going on right there for the brother. I salute
yeah, and I mean, and the thing is, if I wasn't that old, I wouldn't have been worried about it. But I was like, what, 37, 38, and my time was short, you know, it was cutting down and it was costing money. And I got to the point, I think I started doing in vitro fertilization, very painful. And in this situation, this is one of the reasons why Liz means so much to me. It wasn't expected. It wasn't something that was planned or could have been planned. It's spontaneous. But in certain ways, biologically, she really, really helped me. And I mean, I'm going to be explicit, but she really, really helped me in a lot of ways. And that's why I have a daughter to this day. You know, I probably would not have had her if it wasn't for Liz. So I'm grateful forever for that. And that's a bond that we share. Have you, Mr. Bay, have you seen The Handmaid's Tale?
No, I haven't. What is that?
You haven't seen The Handmaid's Tale?
No, what is that?
I don't want to explain it. You need to go watch that movie. There's a particular way that they have a ritual, a sexual ritual.
Man.
Yeah.
I I can't get into all that type stuff.
No, I'm not trying to get you to get. It's nothing.
No,
Weird.
because I tried as long as it's educational and
It's
scientific.
a regular movie. It's not like a pornography.
Yeah, I don't get into the freaky dicky stuff.
No, it's not freaky deaky. This is a what do you
The
call it?
Handmaid's Tale.
Dystopia. It's just a
Yes,
this
dystopia.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
It's a dystopian novel in which a lot of the women became infertile due to like what is it? Nuclear fallout? Is that what it was?
I forgot why, but
yeah, some reason. And so they took on a
That sounds freaky dicky. The Handmaid's Tale.
No. It's not because it goes back to a biblical time, right? I forgot the lady's name. I don't.
Abraham and Sarah and Hagar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. And now I know the Handmaid's Tale.
Doors. You're opening doors right now.
No.
Open no more doors.
No. All is well. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think it's a beautiful thing. You know, the most mature thing that you all that I got from this is that you're able to move on but still be connected.
Right.
That's love.
That's serious right there.
Right.
Because as a community of people, that's one thing we can't do. We cannot fall out and fall back in, but keep the boundaries and still keep the love. I just said a whole lot, but we fail at that miserably. Yeah. Just like right now, if me and somebody right now here argue about a point, they'll think I want to fight them. They think I hate them when I only disagree with you idealistically. You feel what I'm saying? And so y'all was living in the same house. Y'all experienced some real sensitive and some real moments.
Yeah.
And then you physically separated, but you still can pick up the phone and say, Liz, you want to do this show with this crazy Moorish brother?
No, she said, I have a question to ask, but you have to say yes first. That's how she told me.
You see what I'm saying? That's a real bond. And if anybody want to learn anything from this interview, is that the bonds of affection is real and pure in relationships like this. So I think that's what we can take from this. You know what I mean? This is real here. You know what I mean? Because y'all, you in a relationship and you know what I mean? Oh, man.
You know what? And the thing is, babe, you never know how life twists and turns. I never would have thought I got married at 17 to an African twice my age.
Where he was from? Where was he from? Nigeria?
No, he's from Gambia.
Oh my goodness.
A blue black brother from Gambia.
Was he hardcore?
Hardcore.
Cook the food down. Memuna. Cook the food. He had you cooking that cook the couscous.
Yeah, Benachi.
We like the couscous. No sugar in the couscous. That's my Gambia accent. My Gambia accent sounds like I'm from Nigeria.
No, yeah, it sounds Nigerian. Yeah.
But was he tough though?
Hell yeah, he was tough. I decided, I was very young. And so I was 19 and I decided I wanted to try alcohol. And and I was supposed to be a practicing Muslim. So I decided to take my behind down the street and get some malt liquor for the first time. And I came back, I think I was 19, and I knocked on the door and he instantly smelled the alcohol in my breath. And he pushed me out the door and he made me sit outside for like 12 hours. He wouldn't let me in.
And where was the other wife at?
No, we didn't have another one.
You was the first.
I was the only with him. 6 years. Right. Yeah, 6 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I didn't. He didn't let me do nothing. It was very.
You should have went back home. You should have ran home. Mama, this African guy trying to make me do dirty things.
No. He didn't do that. He wasn't exploitative. He just was not. He was a very strict Muslim. He was very, very strict, very diehard. And I mean, Ramadan used to kill me, you know? Because I mean, shit, you can't do shit during Ramadan. I mean, nothing. You can't.
How you get? I know this off topic. But how you get up out that demonstration?
I went
to write him a note. You know, the Muslim say you gotta write a note. You gotta write a divorce note.
That's right. You gotta write. I divorce you 3 times, right?
That's why I'm a Moorish American, because I don't get into that crazy customary
But
nonsense.
hey, weren't you a Muslim before you became this?
No, I've been a Moorish American since I've been 18. I've been knowledge since I've being a Moor and a Moorish American. We don't get involved in that foolishness.
Oh, you have so much knowledge of Islam, though.
Yeah, because they always want to attack us for our alternative approach to Islam. So I got to knock them out the box.
Oh.
I got to box them up. And I mean, not only that, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, yeah. But most Buddhists, they real calm, they chill. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no trouble. But the Nation of Islam, they used to attack us. The Sunni community used to say we fake Muslims, but they've been, I say it today, I knock them out the box with all that crazy, corrupt Islam that they think they demonstrate. A lot of that stuff they talk ain't even in the Quran.
Yeah.
Much of it is not even in the Quran.
I'm interested in the metaphysical science because y'all got some sciences.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Absolutely. And everything that we read out the Quran, we look at it from a metaphysical perspective. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something that you can't draw out the metaphysics of it. But the Quran is there's some lofty teachings in there. But with that being said, what about you, Liz? Have you joined the church? Have you went back to the church?
No.
My Lord Jesus. Thank you for pulling me through. You ain't go back?
That is not in my future. I've been scarred enough.
So you just go get that bread now, huh? Because that would make Moona was saying you go get that paper.
I'm spiritual, but I am not part of a spiritual community.
Hey, look, see, Crip always coming for me. Hey, Crip say I need a new Quran.
Yeah,
Crip
it was looking kind of well used.
Hey, listen. Y'all don't understand. This Quran take me back to 1991. This the best I could do since 91. I would show you some stuff up in here. It's numbers in this demonstration. Mine got numbers in it. Because one time I ain't have a name. Now, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about, Crip? No, for real. I got that from a brother that was in the special college in 1990. He's in the special college. You know where that at? You don't know the special college?
No, what's that?
The special college, man. Where they send all the brothers that don't want to go to the regular school.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, a brother that the dopest they said jail.
I was thinking that, but I was like,
a brother.
Mr. Bay, I gotta tell you something. I'm from the suburbs. I'm real lame.
Okay? No, you good. No, a brother that he was one of the smartest brothers I ever met. You know, he ended up getting life in prison. He gave me that Quran in 1990, and he introduced me to Moorish science when I was 18, because I was in the streets rapping, killer N-word, pimp a bee, do this and do that. You hear I still be rapping like I can rap. And I was doing that, and he came in the circle and said, brother, won't you rap about this? And he gave me a piece of paper that said, you can't be black, and this is why. And from reading that paper, he said, won't you write a rap about it? And to this day, I never wrote a rap about that. It was so interesting to me. I began to study, go to the temple, and that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And so I've had that Quran for a long time. And I've also given out plenty of Qurans over the years. So yeah, Crip, that's why my Quran raggedy, it's been around for a long time. But
it's got history.
That's right. But Sister Liz, how let me wrap this up with this. How is life going now for you? Are you feeling complete in life? Or do you
I'm very happy.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And now I'm gonna ask May the same thing. Now I be stalking her page because she always doing something. She always get alerts. So I check her out because she's a phenomenal community activist. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm always checking her out, and she's a family person, which I champion that too. I think you got some some raised flower beds. I seen them.
Oh wow.
Your raised
Yeah.
gardens.
Yeah,
I
garden.
pay attention, and I don't pay attention. I ain't got time to pay attention to everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so busy. But because I know that you're a family person and that you also a community activist, how do you feel? Where is your life at right now? If you could describe it.
Well, I just freed myself from.
But because you be sounding real confident though, like you be, since you know we be having them back chat conversations, you be like, brother Bay, and you be like, go fire it off, and I be reading, I'm like, I can't read it all, but you be like, you don't play. So it's just, to me, you got to be in a good space today.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm just really feeling free in life in general because I got rid of a career. And I basically I said I'm gonna make a ritual out of it this year to burn all my degrees, and free myself completely. Because I spent 25 years, Liz, 25 years, collecting these degrees, and they don't mean nothing. And I'm reevaluating life and what's important and people who are important, and that everyday awareness and connection. And so I'm really, really happy, and I'm glad to have done this. I appreciate it. It's a gift for you to allow me to be on the platform. And me and Liz have had some conversation today, and even this conversation that I think really was healing and needed to happen. Would you say, Liz?
Definitely. Just having someone else. We've always talked. We've talk, but having someone else come in from the outside to get a different perspective or asking questions like, well, why this or why that, definitely makes you think differently about things. And not like I needed closure, but
right.
Just
I'm a tough interviewer too, Liz.
You're great. You're really good.
I'm a tough interviewer because I can tell that I want to know certain things. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know certain things. And so I try to do it in the most respectful and even comedic way as possible. But I think this is a beautiful thing. So if this is help with more healing and more closure, man, that's a beautiful thing.
I think so. Definitely. Yeah. I think so. And I'm happy, really, really, baby. I'm happy with you because I kept thinking, I kept thinking about that song you got. I like your songs, right? And you got that song, I want to be your friend. I kept thinking, I hope we could be friends after this.
But I think you and I have established some type of weird internet through the wire, Facebook friendship, as if
GMJ.
I know you. Yeah, it's like I know you. Like I can't wait to come to Atlanta and say I'm in Atlanta. Where you at? You know what I'm saying? Let me, as we say in the Moorish Temple of America, let me press your palm. That means shake your hand. Let me press your palm. Let me feel your energy. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for that. And I've told you that before. You know what I'm saying? When I come to Atlanta, I'm coming to Stone Mountain.
Oh yeah. And you know what's crazy is me and Liz, our first meeting was at Stone Mountain, wasn't it?
It was.
Y'all been up there marching up there with Grandmaster Jay and all that. Did y'all was one of the ones that fell out?
Nah, not at all. So, but it's crazy because Liz really brought fitness to my life. She started like teaching me how to cook healthy and introduced me to yoga.
I was vegan.
Starbucks.
Vegan then? I was vegan when we met.
Yeah, you were vegan.
Yeah.
You had me eating all kind of crazy shit, and then
You still vegan, May?
Oh God, no. No.
Not me.
Y'all, none of y'all?
Nah.
Y'all done went to the bloody meat.
Yeah.
I think okay, and then the crazy thing is, and Liz introduced me to Starbucks, like, because I didn't even know how to, like, there's a whole culture. You got to know how to order it tall, small. You know that shit.
And you went straight. You went from Shaka Zulu into a new world. Ain't know what was going on. Yeah, I'm glad. Where bro at? Is he where he at now?
He downstairs with the baby.
No, not him. The Gambia guy.
Oh, Shaka Zulu. Oh, I just got what you said. Yeah, he's my ex-husband. He's around. He's around Atlanta. He's here.
Then we find out he got one of them old Mercedes. They don't like to throw away their Mercedes. They won't get a new one.
Why are you playing? He actually does have an old ass Mercedes.
They don't throw them away.
The little thing on there is big, like this.
They can have tons of money. They gonna have that joint be doo-doo brown or caramel brown or faded gray or black. They gonna have that Mercedes. I'm not saying them Africans don't play with their Mercedes. I try to tell you. Shoot, like man, just go get a Honda or something. No, we gonna get the Mercedes. We ain't trading it in.
You must know a lot of Africans. That's true.
But let me tell you something. With me, I mean, I have had the ability to meet some amazing people before the internet. And all Africans that I've known from Nigeria, they all kept their Mercedes, no matter how much money. I'm talking about doctors. It didn't matter how much money, where they advanced in their career, they kept that Mercedes and wouldn't go and let it go either. Better believe it.
That's true.
But let's as we wrap it up. Anything? Let me offer the floor to Sister Liz. Anything you want to say in closing?
Oh no, I mean. Again, thank you for taking the time and not attacking us. I'm not even going to read the comments on that live stream because I know I'm probably getting my feelings a little hurt. I'll let May take care of that. But
in fact, it was. And I don't mean to cut you off, but in fact, it was better. It was better than I expected, actually, because YouTube can be brutal. But these are our friends here, and especially when we got to the part where we were talking about the experience of the separation. You had nothing but total support and love going up that chat right there. So,
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, nothing but total support. But back to you, Liz. Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean I'm not much of a talker, but you guys are beautiful. Keep doing your thing, and I'm definitely a fan.
I got another subscriber.
Oh yeah, let me push that subscribe button real quick.
Oh yeah, I gotta
push that subscribe button, and with them 6 figures, hit the Cash App, FDMG Academy, FDG Academy. What did he say?
Don't do it.
What did he say? What else? Marcus Garvey, FDG Academy.
Don't throw your money away, girl.
Big Papa taking resumes.
Don't do it.
Did you see that though? Did you see that?
Did you actually go over there? I think I saw a picture of you with some red, black, and green flag on the ground.
I just gave the man. I give y'all a sneak shot.
But I'm just telling you, it just don't seem reasonable. You know, he only painted half of the building.
That's all I give you.
Oh man.
That's all I can give you. And it don't look good.
What?
Nah, it don't look
so
good.
They just painting all the surfaces and making the outside look like something. Ain't nothing really going on.
Listen, wow. I'm gonna do a report on it, but it really let me go back real quick.
Liz, do you know what that is? You know about Dr. Umar? Okay, I'll give you a real quick brief. Dr. Umar he seems to be brilliant, eloquent brother who is trying to save young Black people, making a school. And he's been collecting money for years. And he's got this building all of a sudden. And he's pumping money into it for years and years. And ain't nobody seeing nothing. That's what's happening.
That's true.
And I want to just report. I don't want to bash Umar. I don't want to bash him, but I want to give a critical analysis on if it's a possibility that he can pull off this school from one who actually been in the field that he needs to pull it off. And that's rehab. There is I'll talk about it later. I have enough to be able to adequately break down the common sense of all this and show people that there is no way that this is possible.
This infrastructure is not there, I bet.
There's no way that it's impossible. And I'll say this just to give people a teaser. the neighborhood that it's in, no one is going to spend $50,000 to $100,000 on tuition to put their child into that neighborhood. You will have a handful out of love that are fans that will try. But any person that have beat the odds and accumulated some sort of wealth, there's no way that they will put their children in that environment just because of Black power.
And it doesn't have a board, right?
Mm-mm.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-mm. It's just him.
Yeah.
It's just him. So it's so many things involved. And so I'm gonna do the deconstructed of Umar Johnson.
Wow.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be, and I don't want to bash him. I really just want to give a critical analysis that, listen, people, let's stop investing in. In fact, you would be better to help the guy that clean porta potties. Just throw your money in the porta potty, and when he suck it up, and they empty the truck and you see it, because they don't get paid that much. He got a couple dollars so he can help his family out.
Right.
You know, the guy that clean porta potties.
Like literally.
Just throw your money in the porta potty, and the guy who sucked the poop out, he'll see it, wash it off, and he'll have some extra dollars. Because throwing it in that direction is unreasonable.
Yeah,
it's just not unreasonable. It's just not reasonable. But anything you'd like to take us home with, sis, May?
Can we play that song, I Want to Be Your Friend?
That's what you want to hear?
Yes.
Let me see if I got it. Let me see if I got it. Hold on. Don't move. I think I got it.
Uh-oh.
Let me rewind. Turn to there we go.
Profit, I understand life.
Here we go.
You think we divided? Cause I got a
Hey,
fez,
fam.
and she got a cross, and he got
Listen,
dreads.
listen, I wrote this song, right?
You
Hey,
think we
Nick,
divided? Cause I got a
everybody
fez,
was
and he
supposed
got
to-
an unk, and he got
support-
dreads.
Some of the hardest stuff
You think we
I'm gonna have to
divided?
put on my
Cause I got a-
website. I'm gonna have to put on my website, but family, just get better. Be your friend. I do. That is.
Islam. I'm trying to be your friend, man. Trying to be your friend, bro.
I love it.
Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. You let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom. Till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice. That's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail, another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we can be scholarly or we can get gutter. We are the children of our father, and the breast of our mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the peen trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother. Tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really about them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. Want love, not war. Standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The comments and the acts that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developed in the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you, and those that's talking that this ain't Islam. Everything the prophet brought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. The nearest place to me, the law is the heart. You can dress like Imhotep, but you can dress like a herb. By the Moorish American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you Ali. People refuse to admit it. He the first that ever did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen, and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess a Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And let's all work together and do what we gotta do. Cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, that took your buck, move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up.
Y'all hear that? And those that say they conscious, then took your bucks, move straight to Hollywood, straight living it up. That's Brother Polite. Y'all catch it? Catch it.
You know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And let's all work together and do what we gotta do. Cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, that took your bucks, move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all bigging it up, straight cheesing and grinning. But it was your bread to help them set it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it can blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you. Oh yeah, I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, let me be your friend. Peace and love, I said you ain't never, and you will never. You ain't never, ever, you ain't never met a more like this. And you ain't never, ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, so let me be your friend. Peace and love, oh yeah, you ain't never met a more like this. And you ain't never, ever gonna meet one again. So let me be your friend. Peace and love, let me be your friend. Peace and love, I wanna be your friend. Yeah, let me be your friend. We ain't trying to be enemies. I wanna be your, so let me be your, I wanna be your friend. Hey, yeah.
So family, that's it. We got another one. We got another one, family. Did y'all like that show, family? I'm getting better. Sister Maymuna, honor to Sister Maymuna. Free. Honor to Sister Liz. Honor. It's good, family. This is some good stuff here, family. This is some good stuff. I'm going to bring you the best of the best. Right here. You want to come in? You want to come in real quick? Tabarik Faraj. You want to come in here? Come in here, ask me what Moorish. Come on. I got 15 minutes to mess with you. Come on up in here and ask me what's Moorish. Huh? Come on up in here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, we don't do we don't do no thumb thugging up in here. Come on up in here. I mean, come on up in here. Where you at? Tabarik. Tabarik. Oh yeah, I'm working on that beat, Doopus Day. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where you at? Rafarach. Come on, Rafarach. 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 Come to the show. Rafarach. Doopus, tell Rafarach. Come on the show. Where you at? Come on. Come on. Rafarach. Come on over and get this smoke. Don't tell me hold on too long. It's 12:15. It ain't taking that long to type it in. Hit the link. Come on, Ra. You're going to say, what's Moorish? That must be a trick question. What's Moorish? I'm going to show you in a minute. Come on up here. I'm one of them Moors that rode the elephants in Spain. All right. It was me and Akhenaten. We was riding across the Alps. It was me and Akhenaten. We was on elephants. And we was singing DMX back in the 16th century. Stop, drop, let them down, open up shop. We was on elephants with Hannibal. Scrap, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's a Moors road. It was me and Akhenaten. We was on elephants. I'm trying to tell you. It was Hannibal, Akhenaten, myself. That's where we was at. Exactly. And I was up there. I was like, don't come at me with that bull. Please caution. When I rack it, I got it like I'm abortion. I say abortion. Well, extortion and racketeering. All you heard is what you're hearing. How much harder must it hit? How much colder must it get? See, if you're hard to do what I'm talking about. I like it, but now they're in my face, I see me 3 feet, because 3 feet, no more than 3 feet, no more than 3 feet. It was me and Akhenaten. I tell you, we was listening to DMX. Okay, brother, you said, what is Moorish, brother? Moorish are those who are descendants of the Moors of antiquity. But, and there is a but, we are descendants of the Moors of antiquity. At the beginning of the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, the Portuguese targeted Moors for slavery by the way of Pope Nicholas. He made a papal bull for the Portuguese to enslave Moors. Those Moors ultimately ended up in the Americas and other places. But even more than that, the Moors that was here by the way of crossing the Atlantic, way before the European even thought about anything in Africa, we were already here. And that bloodline connects it back to the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa and the eastern shore of the United States. Those people that was here in Delaware when the colony started, those people that was on the shores of Africa are the same people. The indigenous people here that they call Indians are the same Moors that was on the shores of the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa, and that are indigenous to the eastern, the northeastern, and the southeastern shores here in the Americas before the European even thought about a thing. So when we say Moorish, we are of the Moors. You want to come on in? Tiffany, Tiffany keep on putting this in the chat. Tiffany said, are we going to talk about polyandry, one wife and multiple husbands? Do you want multiple husbands, Tiffany? Is that what you're saying? You want multiple husbands, Tiffany? Because this is the second time you put in there about polyandry. I let it ride before. But sis, do you want multiple husbands? Is that what you want? Come on, hit the link. Let me send her the link real quick. Let's entertain this for a minute. Let's entertain this for a minute. Let's entertain this. Because this second time she put it up in there. She put that up in there the last show. I seen it. Come on, hit the link, Tiffany. Hit the link. Real quick. Let's entertain this real quick. I ain't got no reason to talk about polyandry. I ain't sharing my wife with no man. She talking about I just want to talk about it. Not on this. I ain't sharing my wife with no man. You tripping. I just want to talk about it. Not on this show. For what? Okay, my question was more about the religious side of Moorish because I heard you say Allah and you picked up the Quran. Absolutely, absolutely. We subscribe to the universal teachings of Allah, the universal understanding, not the customary principles that people subscribe to in the East. I mean, my question more about religion side of Moorish, because I heard you say Allah and you picked up the Quran. Yeah, we don't subscribe. No, we don't subscribe to the Eastern concept of what Islam is, though the Eastern concept in the most unfolded perspective or principle is the same as what we talk about. But brother, you got to come on here, brother. Hit the link, brother. We can have a whole conversation about this. I just put the link in. I mean, no, brother, you asked me what was Moorish. See, you gave me a history review. Thanks. You asked me what is Moorish. That's the best way I could explain it to you. Brother, you are welcome to come on the show anytime. Email me, brother. Email me. You come on at any time. No, dopest day. Dopest day. I like when those are outside of our paradigm ask questions about being Moorish and Islamism, because I want to take them on a ride, not so they can learn, but so our people can learn. Our people need to learn, you know what I'm saying? And so when Muslims of the East ask these questions, I'll drag them real quick so our people or the spectator can learn. I'm not really concerned about a brother of Eastern persuasion learning. It doesn't make a difference to me. I mean, it doesn't make a difference to me, but I want our people to learn that we were Muslims before we were put into slavery, if you will, you know, and the Moorish American is the truly unfolded, you know what I'm saying, is the truly unfolded in the science of what it is to be a Muslim today. We the unfolded science. As I said on my live stream on Friday, most people are stuck 1600 and I guess it would be 1600 years ago, a type of Muslim, and that's in the horse and buggy. The Moorish American, we the Tesla right now. We the Tesla. But let me get General Demir real quick. General, what's going on, sis? You asked that question the last time you was in there, and now you again said the same question. Now come on, ask your question, sis.
Okay. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So if we're talking about nation building and what we really need in today's economy, we need more paychecks. I'm just saying, I can feed all y'all. I can have the babies if that's what it's really about. If it's not about sex. And let me say this, I'm pro polygamy. Well, I'm not against it. And because I was married for a long time in a monogamous relationship to a bum, I can really say it would be better to be the second wife of a king than the first wife of a bum. I've definitely had to open my eyes to what's good for me and my daughter.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Sis, with all due respect, it's you that picks the bum.
I didn't know he was a bum. People wear masks long before COVID. Before COVID, people already had a mask.
So guess
I didn't know.
Once you experience that you picked the bum, then you know what the bum looked like, and you shouldn't pick the bum again.
Yeah, but once you're married to them and you make an obligation, and a lot of that has to do with me keeping my crown intact no matter who he was. I was still going to be a good wife. I was still going to do what I had to do. And I'm loyal. And I made a commitment.
On your part. How you going to be loyal to somebody? How you going to be loyal to somebody who is not loyal to themselves of being an upstanding provider and a disciplined man? And you're going to be loyal to that? That's your fault at this point.
Well, understand, when you get married young, people grow and people change and people grow apart. I'm not the person now that I was 15 years ago.
Absolutely. But listen what you said. Listen what you said. You would rather be a second wife to a king than a first wife to a bum. Now you know what the bum look like. Find the king so you can be the first wife to the king. And
but at 37 years old, the pickings are slim out there. It's not the same dating pool that it was. It's not the same options because most of those men who are already kings and established and doing well know their worth and already have wives. So sis, I mean, it's different.
Sis, if your dating pool is 100-mile radius, then of course the pickings are slim.
But this is a big world out here. No, this is a big world out here. You might have to import you a king. You know what I mean? You might have to import you a king because you are worthy for one to be totally about you at all times. That don't mean everything gonna flow through all times. You worthy of that. And you should not settle. The moment that you open the door for settling to be a second to a king, to be a second wife to a king, you opening the door for some other crazy stuff to come in. You open that door and you can't close it. The only way you can close it is walk through it and get out of it. But once you open that door, this is what, let me give you an example real quick. This is the same thing that I feel Brother Polite has done. Now, I followed Brother Polite for quite some time. I remember Brother Polite telling the story about his original first wife. Then I watched Brother Polite metamorphose into a couple of wives. Then I watched Brother Polite put his wife, take pictures and live stream with his wife dancing on a pole. I watched Polite take pictures of his wife or stream with his wife dancing and kissing a woman. I watched Brother Polite put dog collars on European women. I watched Brother Polite raise women around. But listen, the moment that he opened the door of the righteous or the good thing about polygamy, all bets is off. She cannot cry now. She can't cry now. And so your standard, hold your standard. You only are going to attract yourself.
There's a difference in people like Ali who are out here and just messing up women's credit and giving them diseases and running through women. That's a big difference than 3 people who decide to be there for their children and build this empire together. Now, it may not work for everybody, but there are instances when people have their right, they're in it for the right reasons. And we also got to say, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. There's no such thing as a perfect man or a perfect woman. It's about what you can deal with. Some men may have gambling habits. Some may be in the streets. Some may be, like for me, my husband never cheated on me that I know about, but he was physically abusive. So for me, it was easy to stay because I felt like, well, everybody else is getting cheated on. I'm not dealing with that. So if you take out that ego and you take out that I'm worried if he's cheating on me, and everything else about this man is good. Just the fact that there's another woman in the situation. And let me just say, a lot of these women are in polygamous relationships and don't know it. A lot of these men out here doing the same thing. Or if you got a baby mama that you are taking care of that household too, even if you're not sleeping with her, you are still taking care of 2 households when that could be so much easier in other ways if everybody would just call it what it is. So I think being more realistic about a situation is what's important.
Okay, let me tell you this. The realistic thing is that we have given up. That's what you're telling. We have given up. What I'm telling you and what I've said earlier in the show, that if we have a standard to hold, in other words, I'm not going to get with, for a woman, I'm not going to get with no man unless he says he's going to marry me. Now, you can hold that standard, be confident in life, and keep it moving, or you can say, you know what? Well, I'm going to just settle and let them bump off a little bit and hope that I can hold on to them. And you can do that way. Let me tell you, the first way, no matter how long it takes, the first way is going to attract the real one. The second way is you're going to become a revolving door. It is what it is. It's going to be revolving.
You ask, what does the woman get out of it? What if there's a situation where the 2 women, such as Maimuna and Liz, who really found a companionship with each other and a friendship? Like for me, I'm an only child. I've never had a sister. So the thought of having a sister that really had my back is a plus for me. And having someone to confide in and someone to show you the steps and show you the way, especially, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me say this. That's just a friend. To be a friend, you must be a friend. To find a friend, you must be a friend. That doesn't need, you don't need polygamy for that. You must be a friend to find a friend.
You say, what do the women get out of it? That's what you asked on the Polite show. And it's more than just finances. I mean, I think it's a lot to do with companionship.
But listen, but look at Maimuna and Liz right now. They're friends right now. Right. But they're not in a polygamous relationship. So it proves my point. It proves my point. To be
what else do they get out of it? So that is something that they can still get out of it, whether regardless of
But
if they were
let me
friends
tell you
before.
something. But is that
friendship?
friendship perpetual within the structure of a polygamous relationship?
But that's not what you asked on the
No,
polite. So
no,
you
no.
asked what are some things that a woman gets out of it.
That's right. So when
So
I'm
that's
talking,
what I'm saying.
let me clarify then. When I'm talking about what do a woman get out of it, I'm talking about something that is lasting, something that endures. We haven't seen that yet. So when I say what do a woman gets out of it, I'm talking about something that endures, something that stands the test of time. What they got out of it was friendship, but the relationship no longer exists from the polygamous perspective. What the man get out of it, he continues to perpetuate that I'm a king. He continues to perpetuate that these are my wives, mine, possessive. He possessed them. That's what a man, he get that perpetually. A woman
What
don't.
if there's a situation where the woman can't have children and wants them, and the other woman can, and that's the only way that she can do that?
I want to make sure that people know that I don't knock polygamy. I'm just telling you that as a group of people who are hurt, as a group of people who are downtrodden, low self-esteem, and all the things that we face with, you're walking into disaster, thinking that a multiple relationship is going to solve any problems. It's just going to compound the problem.
Possibly because there are more people and more issues. But there's one thing that you said. You said that it's the most natural thing, and I do want to touch on that. The word natural comes from the word nature.
That's
and
right.
There are no mammals that are monogamous. I mean, the whole concept of marriage is man-made. So to say that that's natural definitely is not.
Understand what natural is. I didn't say.
But if you look into nature, most mammals have multiple partners sexually. They don't mate for life.
Okay, so listen to this. When I say natural, I'm talking about the highest degree of natural. The highest degree of natural. The highest degree of nature. Hold up. I'm about to give it to you. The highest degree of natural and the highest degree of nature is the positive and negative element. The sun, the moon. The balance of the positive, the negative. That's the highest degree. You got brought into this world by the highest degree of what is natural.
Okay.
It was a sperm that came together. All things after that, because we got a will to choose, we can do whatever we want. But the highest degree is the way that you was brought into this world.
Well, I mean, that's how we're born now. I mean, we're going to talk about the highest degree and how things were. Women were on Earth a good 40,000 years before there was a man. We used to asexually reproduce. So if you're going to talk about the highest degree and scientifically,
sis, you would never, that's pseudoscience that I'll wait for you to produce your evidence. That women.
I mean, the X chromosome is 5 times bigger than the Y chromosome.
No. You have to produce your. At this point, you have to produce your evidence. We can't have rhetoric.
Why do you have nipples?
No. Listen to me. The universal creator is incomprehensible. We may not be able to comprehend all things. And to try to comprehend all things in one span of time would be foolish within itself. Embrace the things that you can comprehend. Let me say this. Embrace the things that you can comprehend. What I'm saying to you is rhetoric can be convoluted, twisted in all different ways. But to say something is fact and scientific, we need your scientific evidence to put on the table.
Okay, we can do that show. We can do that show because there's a lot of science to back that up, and I'll be glad to bring it.
Since you go, so you saying that women produce themselves?
We still carry sperm in our bone marrow to this day. I actually made a post the other day about a woman who was born with both sex organs, and she had her child by herself. It is still being done. I mean, just ask yourself, why do you have nipples? You mutated from a woman. Even in the womb now, babies are still women, are still girls until 5 or 6 weeks. So I mean, we still all start as women.
I get what you're saying. It sounds good. It sounds real good. Monkeys got nipples. Dogs got nipples. Male
because they came from.
I get what you're saying. But then you got to bring your proof.
I got you. We can do that show, baby. I got a whole folder on Facebook. It's called The Black Womanist Guide. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna like that, but it's got all that information in it. We can do that show.
No. What you're gonna do is you're gonna set yourself up for some pseudoscience to get mocked.
And I feel the same way about religion. I feel religion makes you feel too comfortable with not understanding real stuff, and that's why I said I know.
I deal with science. I deal with science, and I know.
I'm not a scientist by far, but what makes sense makes sense, and we can go for it. And maybe I'll learn something, you know. And I'm definitely not a person to say, "Oh, this is how I feel," and I'll never change my mind. 6 months ago, I wasn't thinking about polygamy either, so I'm very much open to hearing other aspects. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I think this is what I think. I think if you think polygamy is right for you, I think you should go for it. But report back in a year so we can do a show on it. That's what I got.
I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy.
Well, you can't be happy if you can't be happy if you don't sacrifice for your happiness. Settling is not going to make you happy. What you're talking about is settling. You ain't talking about being happy. You're talking about settling. Listen to what you said. I would rather be a second wife to a king than a first to a bum. Settling would never make you happy. That's called settling. That's called settling.
I guess perspective is everything. I guess we see it differently.
All right. So find your king. Let's set the show, and I need you to prove to us that women has been reproducing herself, reproducing them. Okay.
When you want to do it? I will send you all the stuff to your inbox.
No, don't send me nothing. I don't want none of that junk. I know it's science. I've already studied it. You know what I mean? We're gonna do it probably.
I'm with it. You know, I'm with it.
Probably on Wednesday. I don't need.
I wasn't expecting me on the show tonight. I'm looking crazy. Terrible, crazy. Sorry.
All right, let me get Black Knight up here. Black Knight, what's going on, brother?
You got me, brother Taharka?
Yeah, brother, you in there. Let me say this before he come in.
Yeah,
Family,
yeah.
Nature.
Yeah, I'm here. Species. I'm here. I'm having difficulty.
Nature and different species of nature responds to the reproductive experience totally in various different ways. So we can't put it in a box and claim that it's one way, because different species respond to the reproductive experience in different ways. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so, but we're gonna get to the scientific fact of it.
Which is why I said mammals. Which is why I said mammals, and I didn't say all animals. I said mammals.
Mammals too. Mammals too. Some mammals lay eggs.
Yeah, it seems like the net's a bit shaky, bro.
Not a mammal. So wait, well, pause. The definition of a mammal is that they have live births, produce milk, and have hair. So no mammals.
No. Okay.
A platypus maybe, but that's an anomaly and probably made up by the government. I don't know.
You just went back on what you said.
I don't know that that's considered a mammal though.
No,
so I need to check
but
that
you don't consider it, but science do. You don't consider it, but science do. You just went back.
I don't know if that's considered a mammal. I can check.
Yeah, go check.
I don't want to.
I mean, matter of fact, go ahead, Black Knight. Are you there? Huh?
I keep dropping out, bro.
Look.
You got me, brother Taharka.
Let me say this. I want to show this to you. Yeah, you there. Let me show you this real quick. I just did a quick search for you real quick, just to show you real quick. This is what
I want to be your friend, Taharka, babe.
Yeah, you gonna be my friend, but you gonna get this work too. You gonna get this work too. Monotrons are mammals with unique method of reproduction. They lay eggs.
Okay. You got it.
I'm trying to tell you, you don't want this smoke. It ain't gonna look good. This ain't said it. This ain't said it.
And which animals are consisted of being monotone?
No, we get into that another. We get into that if we get into the debate. I'm not teaching you. Now you want to learn. Now you want to learn. Now take the debate. Now you want to learn. Take the debate and think that I'm just listen. Think that I just sit up here and hoop and holler and I don't know nothing. Don't you fool yourself.
I asked the question. I'm the one who even said
All
duckbill
right,
platypus
all right.
as
Now
soon
let
as
me
I
ask
said
you
it.
this.
So I'm familiar.
Let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Do you believe? Do you believe that woman has been producing themselves for 4,000 years before
I said 40.
40,000 years, right? Why did they stop?
Because mutate, that's how evolution works. I mean, the same way with why we have polar bears now rather than just black bears. When
No,
evolution
that's
changes
called
and breaks
that's not
off,
evolution. That's called natural selection. That's different than evolution.
which is a
That's not big.
which is a part of
Polar
evolution.
bears exist because of natural selection, not evolution. That's called natural
Okay.
selection.
The
Two
two
different things.
components of evolution are what? Natural selection and what?
Huh?
That's a form of evolution.
I
How
mean,
things evolve over
you
time
might want to
depending
say
upon
that.
whether it's
You
natural
might want
selection
to
or
say
not is
that, but
evolution.
that's but the white fox that comes from the red
What's going
fox
on with this
and all of the
Wi-Fi?
white animals in the Arctic that comes from natural selection.
Which is a form of evolution. We're saying the same thing.
No, what I'm telling you is that you're saying that women stop producing themselves because of evolution.
I'm gonna go ahead and come
No,
back in,
we're
No,
talking
Taharka.
two
I
different
said I
things.
made a post the other day of a woman who had a baby by herself after we had your show, after your last show.
No,
So it
listen to what I'm
hasn't
saying. Hold up. Let's deal
it's
with
just
one thing
not the
first.
most productive. It's
Let
just
me
not the most common way. But there are
listen.
still women who are born as hermaphrodites who have both sex organs.
Listen
This
to what
lady
I'm
just
saying.
posted the other day that she had a baby by herself.
Let me say it one more time. You said that
Hmm.
a woman stopped producing because of evolution,
What's happening?
and you used the reference as a polar bear.
So I
I'm
said
telling
we
you,
started having babies
I'm
with
telling you
men
that
because
is
we
natural
evolved that way.
selection, and you can't show me a woman that was isolated. In fact, if she's isolated, then she should continue to produce herself, because that's what
I'm
natural
going to send you
selection
the
is.
link.
When one is isolated,
I'm going to send you the link. And we can do this whole show.
since you're what?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. You know, I want to be your friend, but I'm just telling you, Grand Sheik, I really think that so
Okay,
much of our history and so much of science is hidden
sis.
because we live in a patriarchal society that doesn't really want to know
No,
really where we
the
came
thing
from.
is, we need to be moving into a balanced society where it's
I
not
agree with that.
where it's not one over the other. That's
I
where
agree
we
with
should
that.
be moving in. And for one to try to make the feminine more relevant than the masculine, that's an error too.
In
That's
relationships, I still think my man is the
that's
head. He should still lead. But every great man is born of a woman. I mean, that is what it is. I don't think either is greater because
absolutely,
it can't.
absolutely.
So, but that's not a bad thing to speak on how
No,
he began. It's not
no.
elevating
See,
him.
there we go again. We got to elevate from that. The woman leads in the respect of what she's qualified to lead in, and the man leads in the respect of what he's qualified to lead in, and everybody is balanced out.
I
It's
agree with
not no
that. I don't
man
know.
that
I'm more
leads and the
submissive in my
woman follow.
relationship, so
No,
I like
we
my
need
man
to
too.
get to the point where we get to balance. Balance is everything. This is how we went astray and got lost, because we don't have balance. We think that the man is the head. The man is the head in respect to his capabilities, but the woman is the head in respect to her capabilities. It's women that raise these men that we see today. Some
And that's part
fruitcake,
of the problem,
some
though.
strong men. But it's women. Most women raise these men. You see what I'm saying? Because she had to take charge. And so she's qualified to lead. So we need to find the balance where we find out the lead. We need to find the balance. We got to stop putting one above the other. That's a European psychology approach to life. Whereas the woman is the lead. The European woman was the one that fought for women liberation because she was being tortured by her husband. She was being the one that couldn't go out to work. Our women was working. Our women was teaching in schools. We had a little schoolhouse. The women was in the field while the man was out there trying to make a living too. We worked together. The European ran for the liberation of the woman, and our people took hold of that. And then it pit the man against the woman. We need balance.
I
This is
agree.
what we need. We need balance. But sis, we could do it anytime. But I appreciate you. I didn't went too long. You made me talk too much. You tricked me. She tricked me. See how
I'm
smart
sorry.
you
I still
is?
want to be your friend,
You see,
even though we don't see eye to eye on this particular topic, but you're still my boy.
you
And Uma's still my boy, so don't go too hard on him. I already know where you're going. Hey, I can get him on the show if you want him on the show. Let me know. I'll call him and tell him to get on.
You can call him and tell him come on the show. I don't think he want none of this smoke, brother. Tell him just let me get an interview.
You know he loves to debate. He will come on.
Listen. Everybody knows this, that we should be moving towards balance. We should not be putting one energy against the other as greater. We need to find the common ground for balance. That's where we need to move as a people. And this is why I don't agree with polygamy for us at this time. We too messed up.
So have you not seen any good examples of polygamy ever? You've never seen one poly couple with 2 women and 1 man that ever worked?
No, I didn't say that. No. I haven't seen it, but I do think it can work. But is that the way to go for us as a people? Nah. It's just not. We just a different people from our experience. The trauma that we carry in our DNA.
I agree with that.
The stress that we carry in our DNA. We just a different people today. We are not the same African that was put on some ship. We are not the same indigenous people that was taken from Maryland to Mississippi and put in slavery. We are just not that same people today. We probably got 2,000 years of healing to do before we even consider some of this stuff. You follow me? But anyway, let me close up because I don't like the show to be too long. But since we might can do it Wednesday, I'm gonna let you lay. You gonna go first on Wednesday?
Why you trying to mop the floor with me at the end and drop the mic?
Yeah.
I understand you got a worthy component. You know that. You got a worthy opponent here. Like I don't speak on things that I have not researched.
Okay.
So
let me tell you something. I just encourage you to research the researcher.
Researcher, I got you.
Listen, because the Europeans have become the researcher for us, and we have yet to research the researcher with these premises.
No, I take my sources very well. So no, I understand where you're coming from on that. But I will make sure I do my due diligence and I research and fact check and just understand that whatever I say is coming from a good place and a place of unity for all of us. Because that is my goal, is to heal all of us. It's never coming from a bad place.
Indeed. So I appreciate you, sis. Peace and love, family. Today, I think if we don't do a Wednesday, we'll get to it, sis, because I got to do the deconstruction of Brother Polite. But people say do Umar first. Let me ask everybody real quick before I go. Should we
get Jamal on?
Huh?
Because he wants to speak on polygamy too. You gonna get Jamal on?
Yeah, I got Jamal coming too.
Okay, babe.
I got Jamal.
Umar. All right, bye, y'all.
I got. Somebody said, do you believe in red pill? What is red pill? Do you believe in red pill? It's the red pill. I don't know what that is. What's the red pill, C-Trey? Nah, I've been to rehab. I don't take pills no more. I gave my life to the Lord. Oh, he said red pill, blue pill. Man, red pill, my guy, man. That's my guy. Do I think everything that red pill say is right and exact? Absolutely not. And I don't think he say everything I say is right and exact either. But if you talk about red pill and blue pill, the brothers, man, they my peoples, man. Love them to the end. Yeah, we ride all the way out. I call the phone right now. That's right. That's my man. But everybody don't agree. Oh, we got to school Taharka Sammy. Who gonna school me? Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? See, Trey, who gonna check me? See, I told you sometimes I don't like get off the show. Oh, he said the red pill ideology. Oh, absolutely, Trey. Absolutely. I believe in the red pill, blue pill ideology. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. What about the brother Sanchez? What do you think about Sanchez out to lunch? Sanchez is out to lunch. He said, what about Sanchez? Sanchez out to lunch. But I'm going to tell you, Sanchez makes some powerful points about flat earth. I'm trying to tell you. He's a talker like Polite too, though. Who is Shoemake first? Family, nobody answered the question. Who should I get first? Deconstructed Umar or Brother Polite? See, Crip already know Brother Polite. Hey, it's crazy. So he already know all the history. Yeah, red pill and blue bills, they describe as Moors. Absolutely. They're my peoples, man. I love them. Those are my brothers. But you know, we all don't see everything alike, but we brothers. Real talk. Let me see. I'm waiting for somebody to say, come on. Jermaine Shoemake. The great mother is testing you tonight. Polite don't want no smoke, family. Polite don't want no smoke. I mean, Polite don't want no smoke. Ain't that crazy though? I'm just an old Moorish American that believe in the spook God. You know what I mean? I'm just the old Moorish American believing in spook God, and Polite don't want no smoke. Let me tell y'all something. I'll give y'all a story before I go. About 3-4 years ago, when I was representing for the Moors against all those pseudoscience brothers and Sinetta TV and all of that, me and Polite was supposed to have a debate back then, but it fell through. Now, back then, I didn't understand the conscious community fiasco like I do now. And he might have even stood a chance, but I understand it on a whole nother level now. And I'm going to tell you, family, to give it to you a buck. That's why when Polite called in, I couldn't let him get no footing in trying to remix his position on polygamy, because he's known for that. And so, unfortunately, yes, I had to cut him off a few times. People don't understand, but it's a tactic that has to be done with people like Polite, who's a master manipulator. You got to keep them on task, or they're going to run with it. You know what I mean? They're going to run with it. They're going to run with it. They're going to be run all over the place with it. And before you know, you be like, yeah, that's right. But if you get them in a structured debate with a time, nah. Ain't no win. But if you just get a call in with these fake bodega scholars, you got to know when to cut in. You got to know, I mean, because I'm going to tell you, although they get mad about you cutting them off, they'll be trying to cut you off so they can try to dominate the conversation, or they try to dominate the time. He don't want no smoke. So with that being said, peace and love, family. I'm going to see y'all on Tuesday, family. Everybody hit the thumbs up. Thanks for all those who hit the Cash App. All my brothers, my sisters, my friends who hit the Cash App. One of my greatest supporters, man. Cryptonomics, man. Thank you for all your support. Sean, C-Trey, my good friend M. Nugent. I just want to thank all of y'all for all that y'all do. Abu X, and everybody else. The one with all the bread. You know what I mean? What's the one that got all the bread? Honey Wheat, Tiffany, Dynamite. Who I'm missing? Where's she at? Man, what that name? Crip? Who I'm missing? Let me see if she in here tonight. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I forget her name. Well, you know who you are. Teen Voice Alumni. Who is Teen Voice Alumni? Welcome to the show. I'm telling you, fam, I want to thank everybody. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, May Moon, and thank you, Lee, Liz, and everybody. And Dopest Day, my man, is HSC of the Citizen. Mo Black chilling. I'm bringing Mo Black on the show to cuss y'all out. Y'all try to bother me. Nah. What's up, Miss Parker? Peace and love, family. Man, hold up, man. Let me see. Oh, Faith. Shout out to Faith. That's her name. Y'all remember Faith? Was she in the building tonight? Let me see. Shout out to Faith. That's the last one I was missing. That's right. Peace and love, family. See y'all on Tuesday.